Welcome, welcome everybody. What is up? Ready for our
Uh,
new AI demo day, our Peach demo day of April. Welcome, Peter. Glad to have you back here with me.
hello,
To
hello, my friend.
yeah, let's take this boat forward.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm very
Awesome.
excited to be here again. So let's see what today brings up for us.
Definitely. Yeah. Let's go. So let's not take too long because we have a bunch of projects, great projects today. Uh, Let me just do a quick shout out and say why people are here and how people got here. So this is our calendar. If you guys can see it, this is our Vibe Space calendar. So this is where we share all the great events that we're cooking. So we have a great boot camp happening right now on the Spider protocol for creating AI agents, and that's an incredible boot camp. So we have a bunch of sessions going on. This is our monthly demo day where people, great founders, can bring their projects and showcase to the world, or at least to our viewers. They will get feedback from incredible judges that you guys will be seeing in a minute. And then after that, they get curated and they can go into our vibe coding, vibe space venture miner fund for vibe coders. So if you go here, you will see that we have a great a total amount of funds that people that pitch with us are eligible to participate, and they will get curated. And if they get enough votes, they can get a share of this amazing prize and maybe escalate their projects, right? Awesome. But yeah, so we are starting to get our guests here. So most of the projects are already here. We're still missing some judges. So yeah, we can start talking a little bit about the projects that are to come. So we have Posma with Imago, a great project. We have Seth with VoiceCert, and we have Shay with Play Mind Lab. So Shay already partnered with us a bunch of times. It's not her first time here. I'm glad to see her again. But yeah, we can get started with Posna, and then we'll get our judges as soon as possible. Welcome, Posna. What's up?
Hi Augusto, good
Awesome,
here.
awesome. Glad to have you. Really glad to have you here.
Yeah,
Eager to see your project. Eager to see what you have to bring to the table. And if you want to introduce little bit about yourself, say a little bit about how you came up with the idea, and maybe try to introduce it while we wait for our judges to come.
yeah. Okay, so this app was inspired by the challenge caregivers face during ASD meltdowns. So I have experience teaching a child with ASD to build a simple game, and then I felt lost when he refused to listen or when become upset. Yeah, so and Anak Unggul is not a medical tool. Instead, it uses an AI agent to support parents and caregivers by giving them clear directions.
Awesome. Yeah, great. Very important, right? To um, have tools to work on those situations. Uh, perfect. So we might be having a little bit of technical here because our judges are a little bit late. And let me double check with them, and then we can go back. But in the meantime, you can start presenting your project, okay? And we can give you the stage for now. Well, thank you.
Oh, thank you, Augusto. Please wait. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Okay.
Awesome.
So, like I said before, this app acts like first aid for parents and caregiver. Okay, so let's look at the big picture of this app. As you can see on the screen, this is the diagram. It's not a perfect diagram, but I hope it's easy to understand. Yeah. Okay, so the flow is from caregiver or parents use Flutter app and start session. Okay, from this session, agent will have our processing data from Firestore. Okay. Then, so this the three main agent is session orchestrator, mobile agent, and specialist agent. So the process is mobile agent contribute community knowledge from Moldbook, then save the data to Firestore, and Firestore give data to Flutter agent. Okay, that's the big picture of the app. Then I will show the demo of the application. Okay, when user open the app, there's a many page. Home page, support page, find help, and body page. Okay, in the support page, user can select the profile or create profile ID. Then can start live support. The flow is caregiver or parents click mic and then recording. After that, click stop and AI will, yeah. So the response is audio and text. Okay, that's the session. After user end the session, the agent will send a notification to Telegram and notification in mobile, and will create insight or history of the session. Yeah, this is the insight from the last session. And the caregivers or parent can see the notification. Okay, that's my presentation. Thank you very much.
Hey, awesome. Awesome, Posma. Thank you for
Awesome.
your
Yeah.
presentation.
Thank you. Thank you.
So this is, let me ask you a quick question before we can call it the judges and let him introduce himself. This is focused on kids, right?
Yes.
Caregivers for infants, right? Awesome.
Yeah.
So is there a possibility to expand it to, for example, people that take care of elderly or I don't know, disabled persons that need assistance?
Yes. Yes. Sure. I think in the future it can expand, not for child but to elder too. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, good project. Very, very needed right now. So let's bring
Yeah.
our judge. We have one judge so far in the room, and let's bring Adarsh. Welcome, Adarsh.
Welcome.
How's it going? Can you hear us? Uh, you're muted. We cannot
Hi.
hear you.
Yeah.
Apparently, we're having a bit of technical here. Hey, Adarsh, can you hear us? Hello, Earth calling. Well, let's just keep chatting about Postman's project. And Peter, what do you think?
So I'd like to know, how did you came up with the idea of the project, and if someone like close to you helped you in some way? Hello?
Yes. The idea came from when I experienced. So I have experience to teaching a child with SD. So I teach a simple game to him, but I have some problem when he refused to listen me or when he become upset. So uh, from that problem, I have idea to help caregiver to help and maybe give some information to how to handle that situation. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. And a more technical question now, Postman. So you showed us your workflow with the agents, right?
Yes. Yes.
And uh, how do you ensure that those because I saw on the demo that there are video features, right?
Yes.
Awesome. And how do you ensure that those agents will have any safeguards and will keep that info secured? Because we're talking about probably sensitive contentful, right?
Yes, yes. Yeah, for that, so the agent has a system to anonymous the profile. So in when data progressing to Firestore, that is not just profile but data progressing with anonymous, not to real data.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Go ahead, Peter.
No, if you like organize it in a way of kind of multi-agents level, do you have like a technical background, or did you kind of discover this through yourself?
Can you repeat?
You're on mute.
Sure, sure,
Sorry.
sure.
Yeah.
No, no problem. I would like to know if you have like some technical background, because I saw that you have a very organized flow to the content being created, and I saw that you have like a website, a real platform. So I would like to know if you have a technical background, or did you just like figure out yourself?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I have worked as mobile dev in Imago, but to build this app, I'm using Copilot and Gemini and another AI tools.
I see, I see.
Yeah.
But when did you came up to learn and understand those tools? So you have like something, because you said that this comes from your experience, right? How did you came up to see that pain and figure out a way to solve this?
Yeah. Because like I said before, I have experience with ASD child, and my sister have ASD child too. Then so some caregiver and my sister use the app, and it can help to how to handle the meltdown situation or the problem when the child is having problem.
I see, I see, I
Okay,
see.
awesome. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Posma. Unfortunately, the judge that logged in, it's unresponsive. So I'm truly sorry we couldn't have any judge seeing your pitch and watching what you came through. We'll have it online, so we can try to reach out and see if they can see this asynchronously, and then we can send it to you if any feedback is given. Thank you for your presentation. Thank you for your time. Now we're gonna bring our next presenter. Okay, bye bye.
Thank you, Gusto. Thank you, Peter.
Awesome. Yeah, great project from Posma.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Very thoughtful, actually, right? Because to
yes,
understand the
yes, yes,
pain that he himself lived and transform into a software application that can solve problems for other. I like I really
definitely.
like that.
Yeah, awesome. So now we can bring our second presenter of today's afternoon. So we have here Seth. Seth, please introduce yourself. Welcome.
Hi, thank you. I'm happy to be here and show you guys some really fun stuff this morning. I hope everyone's ready for someone who can speak very quickly. So I'd invite you all to just take a sip of your coffee and maybe like get some exercise. I've been a lifelong developer. I started working on code when I was 12. A little fun fact about myself is I really enjoy doing acro yoga, which is this kind of like, lifting up other human people instead of lifting up weights. This is Santa Monica about 10 years ago, but I still do this today. I just moved to SF, and there's some fun practice in the city for this type of hobby as well. There's probably some code on your phone that I've written. I've developed all kinds of different things for really big companies. If you've ever ordered like from Taco Bell or something like this on your phone, then you've probably used code that I wrote. I did like the pizza designer for Hong Kong Pizza Hut, where the toppings would drop on the pizza. They have got really great toppings, all kinds of seafood you can get on pizza, which you cannot get here in SF. Anyways, so go ahead and tell you about what I've been building recently. About a year ago, I thought about this problem where reality is kind of hard to detect now. I'll just go ahead and start sharing my screen. So there's a bunch of companies that have received funding for.
Let us just give you the room then. You can present with that. Okay?
I'm sorry.
Awesome.
No problem.
Yeah, go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah. Just too much caffeine already. So there is a lot of these companies, for example, like Reality Defender, they got 50 million in funding. Get Real Security, 17 million funding. Clarity, 16 million funding. All these companies that are just trying to detect deepfakes, right? There's the main problem here is that we're in a new stage of reality, right? Like in the last 5 years, these models have become so good that we cannot tell, what's real. Not there's scammers that are doing prompt injection to LLMs where they're putting fake customer support service numbers in, where you'll have AI agents even calling on your behalf and connecting you to a scammer, and you don't realize it because you think it's actually Southwest Airlines, but it's someone just stealing your credit card information. And they've got voice agents that are very, very convincing that sound just like you no longer hear not to be an Indian scammer on the phone. You now hear whatever it is that you're expecting Southwest Airlines to sound like. So there's already been lots of damages. There's AI voice detector is another good one of these companies. Lots of projected losses. If you could take a guess on this is what kind of the scam is. This is, I think Deloitte did this research. It's something like 40 billion of losses this next year because of AI scams. So how do we fix the problem? These like detector problems, in my opinion, I realize they're just all solving it the wrong way, basically, because they will only be helping. Like, unfortunately, these VCs have actually made the problem worse by funding these companies, because you cannot simply detect a fake. The fake can just use you as a training agent to make themselves better until they can pass your detector. And so these companies that are trying to detect the problem are actually solving the problem wrong. Just a little quick background. The Take It Down Act was signed into law. I actually wrote this demo back in August to present at VAPI. And back then, this had just happened, this Take It Down Act. It was actually enforced just last week. There was a guy convicted of creating deepfake porn of his ex-girlfriend that is now spending 2 years in jail because of it, which is great that this Take It Down Act is actually helping the problem. European Union is doing this. There's some countries now that are starting to trademark your likeness. So VoiceCert 1 is going to provide a product to protect your voice identity in many different ways. You can sign up with us for a SaaS product where we will trademark your likeness, your voice, your face, so that you can then issue takedown requests if someone is using your voice or your face. Like, some of these really popular Instagram models and whatnot that are real are getting just AI models training on them, and they have no way to stop them from doing that because they haven't copyrighted or trademarked their identity. Matthew McConaughey just did this with his all right recently. So he can take down people that are using AI using that voice. Okay, let's quickly go through this. Comedians are making fun of this, where he had Trump changing his words to say, "I nominate Trump for the Nobel Peace Prize." So there's authoritarian governments that can abuse your voice in different ways and make it seem like you said something you didn't say. Trump himself was bullied this way. Everyone might have heard the BBC where they had Trump say, we're gonna go down to the Capitol and we're gonna fight like hell. And it seemed like he said those two things together, but they were actually several minutes apart. So this kind of cyberbullying and abuse with voice should not be possible if we can put cryptographic proofs into the data. And so what is that? What does that mean? Like, you know, everyone's kind of familiar with like a SHA. They say, oh, does the SHA match? When you get the file, you know, does this string match this string that we're providing you on our site? And this is like kind of a way that VoiceCert is working, whereby we're injecting a signed proof where we can put our public key somewhere, and you can then use that public key to say, oh, he is the only person that could have generated this content because it used a private key to create it. So that way we can encode timestamps and we can encode identities. I can prove that you are this LinkedIn user that generated this particular generation. Okay, so we've got some angel funding. We've got a couple things going. Our go-to-market is kind of interesting. Instead of, like, when you're creating an antivirus company, no one really knows that they need an antivirus until they've lost their hard drive. So we've created a couple of different products. And I think this is kind of a go-to-market strategy for the future, actually, for many companies, is instead of just working on your one company and trying to market your company, work on like 100 companies. Like, we have Claude now that can just build a whole company in a weekend. So here's, you know, several companies. One is Masky. So in this case, I've got a bunch of avatars that are talking avatars. So we've got some technology where streamers can like talk as if they were a different face, or they can talk to a personality of someone. We can train on the data of known celebrities and just talk to clones of these celebrities. This kind of technology is going to be ubiquitous soon, but we might as well get involved and have our own version of it so we can train our own system against, and we can be the ones that are actually truly protecting people. For example, this Chris Wilson guy is the creator of a game called Path of Exile. When there's a streamer playing this game, they might be able to, using our technology, really quickly talk to. Audio come through? Can you hear him speaking? I don't know if it's working. But basically, you can interact with this fake version of him, right? And in this generation of Chris Wilson, who is the creator of this video game, I was just asking him a question about the game and what he thought about it. His answer was amazing. AI just blows me away every time I use it. I have encoded a proof that proves that I am the one that generated this video, right? So if someone clipped this and put this online to make it look like this person had actually said this thing, you know, in a year from now, that's going to be very possible. It's already kind of possible today, but we can kind of tell when it's a lip synced model still today. We would want to have, you know, a browser plugin or a protocol to detect who it was that created a particular AI generation. And so VoiceCert is doing that. We have a couple of patents. My uncle owns over 400 patents, has a farm in Maui, and he's been advising me, help me filing the patents for injecting these cryptographic proofs into AI-generated content. So Masky is making this work. And then once we had Masky working, where we were generating these talking avatars, we decided to make a Discord clone, because Discord was taken over by an Israeli CEO and starting to monetize the platform. Many gamers are not happy with that. They wanted another solution. So we built another solution, also for people who are role-playing, playing Dungeons and Dragons. This is actually working. You can get the phone on, you can get the app on a phone. And when you join a chat channel with your friends, you can have a different persona that's actually speaking for you with a different voice. So again, this is kind of like the virus to the antivirus, right? Like, when your friends are hearing this voice, they think, oh, Elon Musk just joined the channel. How do we know who really the person is behind Elon Musk, right? Is it really Elon Musk? Or who is it? And so VoiceCert makes that happen, where we can detect that. And I think that there might be some laws soon, maybe even next year, where all these companies, these AI gen companies, are forced to have a cert by governments, or they'll be taken down by the governments to generate content without them. When we were testing some of this stuff, it was quite alarming. And here's, like, we have our own deck for Masky, our go-to-market for it. When we were testing some of this Masky stuff, Charlotte was the model here that created her own little Masky. She's a streamer on Twitch. And she was just putting a prompt to, like, generate a picture of, you know, 20-year-olds on the beach. And Grok generated like a 16-year-old without any clothing, just randomly. Like she didn't even ask for that. It was really weird and kind of disturbing. So I think Grok's in court recently, in like the last couple of weeks. They might have to pay lots of money because of their model doing that. The revenue of this company alone, potential, like the TAM for it, is very, very high. So we've got all these different companies that have like their own plans of go-to-market that Claude is just kind of running on. They've got competitors. They're old people that are not using these AI gen technologies in a way that has protection behind them. So I think voice search partnering with these companies and basically rebuilding them with security behind them, one of them will probably be successful. We've got another example of this, onlyvoices.ai. So like OnlyFans, but for voices. Maybe you want to hear your girlfriend's voice before you fall asleep at night. You want to just write a prompt for Morgan Freeman to be Morpheus and talk about your own philosophy, something like this, right? You could do this, but I'm sure Morgan Freeman would want to take it down if you had him saying something that was not real, that made it sound like he said something he did not want you to have him say. So once we have this protection, we can allow you to monetize your voice, monetize your likeness. When you're streaming on Twitch, for these streamers right now, my chatters that are watching me play this game right here could maybe ask any one of these avatars a question. They pay $1, or they pay $1 to have my own avatar say something or do something. And then I have the ability to approve that request, or I have the ability to license it and say, okay, I will let you reshare this. First of all, I'll let you play it on my stream for $1. But if you want to reshare it anywhere, it's going to get taken down unless you pay me this licensing fee, something like that. So we're going to be creating commercials using voice actors without them ever having to step into a studio, because we've already have their previous voice recordings. How do they get compensated for that work? And so VoiceCert is creating that path forward for people to monetize their likeness. Yeah. Where was... Here. So voicecert.com, you can go here now. You can see kind of more of this demo that I went through very quickly. You can see any of these sites I referenced here, they're all live today. If you wanted to have some fun with talking avatars, you could really easily create one on Masky. It's really fun also, you can create like fantastic characters. So one of our go-to-market plays might be approaching game studios. We've been talking to a couple game studios where within a video game, while you're playing the game, instead of just like having the NPC have a scripted interaction, it's completely freeform where you can talk to them and they can talk back to you with these talking faces. I wanted to give a demo of that as well, one of these talking faces, but I'm not sure if I have time. How much more time do we have? We've probably gone over a bit. It's about 10 minutes now or so.
If it's a quick one, you can do it.
The thing is, again, I thought I'm like 3 hours early before. I thought we were going to have like 3 hours to prep, but I forgot that it was in Eastern time today, so I didn't have it set up and ready. Another quick use of these things is like, here's Zach. He's the chef that runs the farm that my uncle has in Maui. And so if I want to generate, like he has an Instagram channel, Hua Momoa Farms is the name, maybe not. We can go to his channel. So sometimes he'll release, just an image like this, where they're talking about the farm. But we could make this image come to life, and it could be a reel really easily with him talking some script. So like instead of him just, he didn't record it, but he might say, oh, well, this is my post, right? I'll have myself talk and say these words using Masky. And we have that kind of working today. We're creating some workflows for creators that are using Masky to automatically, enhance their posts before they click post on Instagram, to turn like static images into talking videos. And there's a lot of creators that will love this. There will be other tools and competitors that are doing this also, but they won't have our VoiceCert attached to it, because we have that unique core competency to add to all of our tools. So, just to recap really quickly, VoiceCert is a really cool technology. It's got some patents behind it. We're probably looking for funding soon. We need to find the right partners that believe and understand the technology and can maybe advise us well while they're also being an investor. That's the main thing that we're interested in. I don't really want to just take money. I want to find someone that knows how to use that money as well. I don't have a big knowledge of marketing. So I would like an investor that knows how to connect me to those people, or just, an advisor as well to connect me to those people. Looking for board members that might want to get involved. We're still, pre-seed stage of angel funding, but we might do around. I don't know if any of these other companies will become like their own entities, or if they'll just be under the umbrella of VoiceCert. Probably that is the case. I hope you enjoyed seeing some of this stuff today, and I'm happy to take any questions.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Sast. So apparently the 2 judges that got here on time for representation just ditched us. Not sure what happened here, but yeah. Let's see. Can you unshare your screen so we can see all of you?
Oh yes, I'm so sorry. I thought I already.
Awesome. Yeah, great.
Come back.
Yeah, great project, man. We can see that it's pre-seed, but it's pretty organized right now. So yeah, what's your next step? Like, so you're pre-seeding, so you'll be looking for funding soon. You're looking for partners, and so what's the next step?
It's a great question. It's kind of difficult. It's just me and another person at the moment working on some of this. I foresee one of the products that we've made going viral. So whether it's only voices.ai, that it's kind of a funny product, or whether it's Masky, or the Discord server, I think one of these products will probably hit like some sort of critical mass where we'll get many users using it and kind of self-funding, because we have SaaS products. I want to maybe reach out to Matthew McConaughey. I've been crafting that kind of first contact message to his PR people. I want him involved because he is kind of understanding the space very well. We want to do some kind of project where when anyone buys, like if you came to our site today and said, hey, I want to protect myself, here's $400, go ahead and trademark my voice, help me manage this, when you complete that purchase, we would gift a same protection to a high school student. So a lot of these young kids today, they don't understand the space, they don't understand the technology. They're just going out and they're putting their face everywhere on the internet. And it's, these young women are being abused by their partners sometimes, or ex-partners. And how do we protect them? They don't even know the problem is there until it's too late, until there's already, deep fake porn of them all over. And so we want to give a free subscription to our SaaS product of the automatic monthly takedown, where we're just scanning everywhere on the web, daily to find these things and take them down. We want everyone kind of to know about our browser plugin that can identify a certificate within AI generated content. And we want this to become a standard within the next year. So the next step is, how do I make that happen? How do I find the people that can help me make that a reality? While also, having Claude building like 3 businesses at the same time. It's a little tricky.
Yeah.
I need to find more people. I need to maybe get some money so I can hire some more people.
Yeah. I bet. Claude will only get us so far, right?
Yeah.
We need people to work with it as well. We had here in Brazil. So if people doesn't know yet, so me and Peter, we're from Brazil, and we had here like this month a bunch of teenagers that got sued and got juvie for doing it with their classmates, right? They released content from deep faked videos. So yeah, they got in trouble with that, but people caught it early, right? Sometimes it doesn't happen. So yeah, that's great project.
Yeah, it's hard even when you catch it, right?
Like, security, right?
Yeah, even when you catch it, it's like the damage is already kind of done because the whole class has already seen it. And whenever they look at you in the face again, they're going to think about this thing, even though they know it's a lie. That's in their brain now when they look at you.
Yeah.
So you can't put something else in their brain when they look at you anymore, because that's in their brain when they look at you now. And it's really. So as far as this product goes, why me, why now? That sort of answer is like, I've experienced this myself in my past. I actually lost my first girlfriend to suicide. Because of some similar kind of abuses from one of her friends, even before AI generated content, just gossip and lies and rumors and stuff. And so I deeply understand the potential for abuse here, and I'm very passionate to prevent harm.
Yeah. yeah. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your project with us. Thank you for sharing your story. Like I said, unfortunately, I'm not sure what happened with our judges. They kind of vanished. But yeah, we're here to talk. We're here to have this conversation. Peter, do you have anything that you can bring it up?
Yeah, I would like to know that he said that he's a developer and he built with some AI. I would like to know what about his point of view about the understanding of the AI of the code base that he was trying to construct, the beginning and in the middle and at the end, because I feel like as the application grows bigger, the AI kind have lost inside his own context of creation. So I don't know if you use some tool or if you use it and MCP. What are your thoughts about it?
Sure, there's lots of tools coming out lately. In terms of like the different repositories, I've got maybe like over 20 different repositories that I've used AI with. Some of them I have AI completely controlling. I don't look at the code anymore. Some of them I'm not letting the code go to production until I've looked at it, and I fix it and I structure it. So I think that like ideally still today, you have to very carefully prompt AI to structure and organize the project yourself even after that, and give it really good guidance for that to make sure what you're talking about, this kind of like old school like PHP spaghetti code is not being generated by AI. Even when it is though, it's surprising how far it can still go. It just ends up costing you more money because it's so many more tokens spun up to read the whole repository every single time. I do think that there is a point for certain projects where it gets too big. You just have to separate it into little pieces that it can understand easily with MD files each. And it's kind of like micro services. Why did humans create microservices? For the same reason. It's easier to focus on one thing. And so you can always do that with your projects. You can always break it up into smaller pieces and then have AI become experts at that one small piece. And it can spin up the context really quickly and it costs you less money. And yeah, that's basically the solution.
Yes, your point. And what are about like you said that you might get someone in to hire people to work for you. What are your like goals for those integrations? Like, do you feel you would be better with people working around you than like the AI got better?
That's an interesting question. So like sometimes I like talking to Claude more than I like talking to a human, I guess. Sometimes, very rarely. I think that the in-person connection and passion is very, very essential, for at least for my own productivity, when I have someone that can understand the win. Like when you code something, or even when Claude codes something really good, sometimes I'll stand up and go like, "Yatta!" like the guy from Squid Games or whatever, I think it was. Was it that guy? I don't know. Yatta. No. This is some other TV series. Anyways, you get excited about something and no one can like empathize with you, then you're kind of lonely and you're not as motivated. You don't work as quickly. And so some ideas might not come to mind the same way as when you're speaking with another human. They're better, I don't know, chat. Sometimes I work with chat as well. They're really good, sounding boards, better than many people. Like I'm asking you guys for feedback, but Claude would probably be a better judge. I don't know why we don't have a virtual judge right now as part of this thing too, where we can ask that contents agent, like, hey, what do you think? And your judges didn't show up. Well, Claude will always show up. So it's kind of a real world we're entering where the future does involve many of these virtual agents, and I will be working with them. I already am working with different personalities that are persistent throughout my work. Where it's sometimes you've got, your security developer has a different personality than your go-to-market growth hacker personality.
I see. And just another one, just to finish. You say that you have like some code inside a lot of good applications out there in the world. Do you feel like if you had an AI at that moment that you were coding, it will be easier for you, or you guess you could be I don't know, you could be in somewhere else than like trying to have an application by yourself. You will be like an owner instead of working for someone.
Can you say it again quicker, or like what's the core question?
No, I just want to ask you if the AI was able to use whenever you were like learning to develop it at the early stages of your career. If like you would be working for yourself, like having built other applications than just like being a regular employee.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, there were times when I was at companies that probably should have made me the CTO and they didn't, and then they ended up failing. And the predictions that I made about the future were correct. Like I've typically been just like about 1 or 2 years ahead of market understanding. A lot of times, like when I was in high school, I tried to bring a phrase book to market before the world was really ready for it. And even though I did it in kind of the same way of like online yearbooks and private and safe, the same way that Zuck kind of did it, I didn't have resources and funding maybe behind me the same way that he did. I don't know. You always kind of need a human, but thinking about having AI help you as kind of, yeah, it's opened up a whole new world now where, yeah, developers and companies can just decide, I don't like the direction this company is going. Like this is what happened with OpenAI and Anthropic and everything. Like, the developers are like sounding the alarm bells and just quitting and then starting their own AI companies because they know the right way to do it and they can spin up the agents to do it the right way. So yeah, I think like at the start of my demo, I demoed all these other companies. I got all this funding, and it's just like, okay, they're solving the problem wrong. In like 3 sentences, I can tell chat how to solve it right because my brain is, a senior developer for my whole life and understands security correctly. And I just, in 2 sentences, have a whole company now that just starts getting built. It's kind of crazy. In terms of like some of the problems we can solve in the world with this kind of technology with Voicer, it's really wild. Like you hear a police siren going down the street. What information do you have? Oh, there's some emergency. Someone maybe getting arrested or getting a ticket. You have no idea. But because that sound could encode an ID in it, your phone could get like an Amber Alert where it just pops up and you say, oh, it's this officer number responding to this event. I could tap it and join a chat room with everyone else that wants to talk about that event. There's so much you can do now with just audio that I didn't think about when I started working on the project. And it's not like AI is telling me those applications, right? I'm coming up with them still. I don't think that AI has got the creativity element yet that humans have. This kind of insight of multidisciplinary creativity is still needed. And that's why you need other people too, because I'm approaching the problem from my background, but I need other people of other backgrounds and diversity to approach it from their cultures and their perspectives on life to figure out the problems that can be solved. Yeah.
That's fair.
Awesome. Fair. Yeah.
Thank you, Seth.
Perfect, Seth. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for presenting. Thank you for the conversation. Like we're having a very meaningful conversation, even though the judges are not here. We're discussing, we're going forward, and yeah, thank you very much for being here. So I will call our next presenter. You feel free to tag along if you want. But yeah, let's keep the boat moving. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. Awesome. Great project, Peter. I got impressed. Definitely. Yeah. So we're having some feedback from the audience here. Yeah. So you can just check our let me put it up here. So if you go this user want to know if how he can get on our next demo day. And if you go on luma.com/vibespace, we'll have all our events there. Please go there, subscribe, get your subscription, and then you can be summoned to our next pitch day. And it should be on the end of May. We do have the date now, but not sure. So we're doing it every month. Every end of month, we're doing a demo day. And whoever participates gets to be curated on our Artizen Fund and gets eligible to compete on our Vibe Coding Fund. But yeah, awesome. Thank you for your comment. Thank you for being here. Awesome. And Peter, let's bring our friend Shay. Welcome.
Hey, what's up? Long time no see.
Yeah, long time no see.
Yeah, so last time I was up here talking about community gardening and whatnot, and I'm very much in a different space now. So now I am co-founding, where am I? Co-founding, press the wrong button, share screen, yes, Too many buttons to press. Okay, you see my screen?
Yeah, let me bring it up.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so now I'm co-founding a enterprise, B2B, SaaS, all the fancy words. A company called PlayMind Labs. We are helping digital markets reduce their user churn or how much users leave their sites related to emotional decision making, also known as tilt. And so we are initially starting with sports books and sports betting because of how big of a thing it is. And so I've so far made an API based on 7 signals. And then at the end of each signal, each user that is using the platform gets a score. And so basically, if you're an operator, like at DraftKings or FanDuel, you send us your data on all the users, and then we score it based on these 7 signals, and then send you back the score for each user, and each score has a rating for what message you should send back to that user. And so, like, I just explained this whole thing. And then once we prove we can do this, we want to expand to other markets. So crypto, foreign exchange, stocks and trades. I'm forgetting one, but whatever. And so because it's all emotion based. Yeah, and so we want to help people, like we want to help companies keep their customers in longer, but also a hidden agenda of mine is also to help the users not lose tons of money and not like bet their house on the game, which is pure insanity to me. And so this is just what the website shows for what the API will look like. But I'll actually show you guys what the actual thing looks like at the moment. So I need to show a different page. How do I show a different page? Show screen. No, different button. Okay. So I showed a different page. Oh, I only see myself now. Crap. Oh, there we go.
There you have it.
Sweet, thanks. So pardon the very hard to read text. My vibe coding skills only get me so far currently. We have a founding engineer now that's going to help us get it to the next phase of development, basically. But what all this basically says is this is kind of what the dashboard looks like right now. So as an operator, you'll have access to the dashboard, and you'll send us your data, and then we'll score all the users based on a 0 to 1 scale. My background's in behavioral economics, so that's kind of where I come into it with the data side of it. And so each user is scored, and then has all of this like velocity data, like what's there. And they also have a signal profile, so bet escalation, loss chasing, frequency spikes, session exits, deposit pattern, and then odds shaping. Those are all the 6 categories in this hexagonal thing. And then it also shows data like the recent transactions and active signals. And then based on the score from 0 to 1, it recommends an intervention. And so currently, we are a heuristic-based model, so depending on your score, you get a certain message. So we have I think 4 or 5 different scores right now. And so while there isn't any AI currently, we will have AI eventually because this is obviously going to be more complex once we advance beyond just sports betting. And so I see us going from like heuristics to machine learning to AI as we advance. That's kind of like the whole thing right now. An API is not the most exciting thing to show, but it's kind of where we're at. We are like I said, a SaaS model, and so we will be basically charging companies based on like an implementation fee and an annual fee, and then a per usage per operator fee. So like if you're a medium-sized operator and you have 50,000 monthly active users, we will be making around 171K a year, I think, based on that one operator. Yeah, and so there's a very large market for this. TAM, Samsung. Where's my slide on that? And so the song for this, given only like 3 operators, I think is what I have right now. Oh, 5 operators. Is 780K. SAM 4.7 million, and then TAM is 11 billion. And that's just in sports betting. And so obviously once we would expand to the other industries, it's going to grow a lot larger. Yeah, and we're starting in sports betting just because of how fast a market it is and how fast of a cycle it is in terms of the sports betting cycle. And so to prove that we can use behavioral economics and psychology to track people's tilt, emotional betting, to reduce their emotional betting percentages. Sports betting seems like the most natural area to start, given it is also, the only caveat is it is also the most, probably one of the most regulated places to start. Yeah, and one of the most highly debated places to start currently. Prediction markets. That's the other place we're going to go eventually, is prediction markets. Yeah, and I have 2 co-founders as well. I think that's it for that. We are raising 1.5 and a 6.5 pre. Yeah.
Awesome. I see that the Play Mind Labs evolved a bit since your last time here.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Let me move so we can have a face-to-face conversation. Awesome. So how's it been? How is that multi-startup founder going up for you?
Yeah, so it's been interesting. I am actually also in the process of dismantling my nonprofit right now, the whole food justice thing. And so it's while I am sad of dismantling the nonprofit, I have realized that I founded that organization. I basically made all the wrong moves for my first organization. Like, I solo founded a company. I founded a nonprofit. I founded a nonprofit without having my own source of funding. I founded it without having I founded it because it was my passion project, not because I was solving a pain point. And so, like, these are all of the things that you shouldn't do when you start your own business. Yeah, and so now I'm doing things a lot better. Like, I have 2 co-founders and doing a for-profit, and I'm actually trying to solve a pain point. Yeah.
Yeah, stuff that we learn with life, right, Shay?
Yeah, totally.
No business school will teach us that.
I know, right?
Right?
Sometimes I wish I went to business school, though. It would be nice to know all the business stuff you kind of learn along the way as a founder, like beforehand.
Yeah. I bet. So Shay, let me ask you a question. So since you've been here before, you presented Play Mind Labs for us before, and what was we saw evolution, right, since the last time you presented, and I guess the last time you talked about Play Mind Labs, you were just releasing it to public, right?
Yeah, and last time I was B2C.
Oh, yeah. That's true. So how is that change going up so far for you? I mean, administratively or coding, technically, all that. How is that going up for you?
Yeah, so administratively, it's I mean, I think back when I presented, I was still a solo founder idea thing, and now I have two co-founders, and like they are a big fan of the B2B idea. Um, uh, at the time when we had the B2C idea, we liked the idea and whatnot, but we basically came with a friction point, which was the fact that users had to like leave the betting platforms to come to us and use our site and then go back to the betting platform, and by then the whole statistics of the game could change. And so that was just a friction point we couldn't really overcome. And so that's the main reason for the pivot to B2B. And this pivot's actually only about a month and a half old. And so it's pretty recent. And in terms of coding, the coding wise, I mean, thanks to vibe coding, it was actually pretty easy to do. I'm the coder of the three of us so far, and so thanks to all my hackathons and vibe coding experience, it didn't take me too long to change it up from B2C to B2B. Now we're just trying to find operators to network with and people within these sports betting companies to network with to basically get one of them to want to try this out, basically. Because once they see that they can keep their users on longer, they would talk like their higher ups or people within their organization and then spread it within their other operators, and that would really grow the business.
I
It's all
see.
about partnerships and B2B.
Yeah. Are you expecting any friction on the betting companies? Because for what I understand, your platform basically will give users knowledge to see actually what they're doing, right?
So
and bet more responsibly, right?
yeah, the only friction point I see from the company side is initially I do see their profits decreasing slightly, and that's just because we'll be decreasing tilt. The volatility of betting is going to be going down, and that's going to mean that the initial profits from each user is going to be going down slightly. But we'll be extending the life. So the whole idea behind this is to extend the LTV per user, the lifetime value per user. Instead of it being like a couple bets, we want to extend it to be like a year. Because if you bet $100 like once or twice and then leave, that's not a lot of money versus if you bet for an entire year and lose half those games. And so that's kind of the what's the word I'm looking for? That's the value that we're trying to talk to the companies that we're trying to use to say why this exists.
I see. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Do you have anything, Peter? You're muted.
Yeah. Sorry. I'd like to congratulate Shay. It's very nice to see how her ideas are growing up bigger as the boldest of her trying to solve a lot of things at the same time. So I'd like to congratulate you and ask about what are your next steps. If you're already are like viewing something that you want to attack first, or you have some doubts, what are your next steps you're planning to make?
Yeah, I appreciate it, Peter. It's been quite a journey. I went to an event recently here in New York City. It was about using your network to grow your enterprise. And so, as an enterprise SaaS, I now know that I need to basically do a lot more networking than I usually do, and networking is like part of my DNA. And so, I need to put my own networking skills into hyperdrive in order to basically find the right organizations to connect me with these sports betting organizations. And so I think that's my next goal is to go to more events and try and network with the event was held by Microsoft, and it was co-hosted by Datadog and brightest and these other organizations that honestly I would love to partner with. And so I just need to network a bunch, and then get the. Sorry.
And also, I can see that you have a lot of the buzzwords for the enterprise community, right? Like, and B2B and network. This is very different from the Shay that I used to know. It was like a girl that has a dream to help her community, and now she's speaking like a corporate
Oh my God,
person,
it's so weird. It's so weird.
Yeah, I see. But it's very cool to see that your dreams grow bigger and you have like a really good vision for a business. So congratulations. I know it's not being easy and you have helped like a lot of person to help your community. So congratulations, Shay.
Appreciate it.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you, Shay. Yeah, like before with Seth, I'm not sure what happened. Our judges vanished today, and we're just raw dogging here. And thank you for being here with us, Jay. It's always great seeing your projects and see your conversations, and have conversations with all guys. Yeah. So Seth asked a question on YouTube chat, and again here, and I can bring it up here. So yeah,
sure.
So basically 2 questions. So since you're inside working with the guys and trying to work with bad companies, so is there any way to identify frauds in gambling or poly markets, prediction markets?
I mean, that's a hard. Not really, as far as I can tell. I heard from one of the owners of from the owner of Poly Market, the CEO of Poly Market, that like there are people like the people who are involved in their industries like literally bet on their own stuff, which is pure insanity. Because and like that they like inherently like know that that's happening. And that's like how that like part of their business model, like that's like embedded in their business model. Like that's going to happen and that's going to continue to happen. Like they have no plan to stop that, which is just wild in my opinion. And yeah, I have no idea how to stop fraud. Yeah, I don't know how to answer the first question, Seth, honestly.
I bet that it's really, really hard. But yeah, so we're closing our panel now, Shay. Thank you very much for being here. Again, feel free to contact us. Anything you need, any connection you need with the judges that we normally have here. Again, it's a pleasure to have you here, and let's keep the boat flowing. Thank you. See you.
Of course.
Thank you, Shay.
Awesome. Yeah, 3 great projects. Definitely 3 great projects. 2 new projects that we never seen before, and Shay coming back to double take all her previous presentations. But yeah, so now we do have judges, and let's take a moment and bring them to stage and introduce them. So like,
perfect.
Welcome Shubham. Welcome Masoom. Sorry, Seth. Masoom, welcome Ankush, welcome Gangadhar. Welcome guys. Thank you all for being here. Let's just take a moment and introduce yourself. So please, Shubham, you can start.
Sure. Hey everyone. Good afternoon. Based on where you are, I actually work for Amazon as a senior software engineer and have been with Amazon for about a couple of years. Do use agentic AI to make sure that we are pushing the MCP servers that are very much useful to the entire Amazon org, and have been very active on this agentic AI movement. And I'm great to be here and would love to know more about you guys and the projects that you bring up today. I'm very excited to be part of this panel.
Awesome. We're very excited to have you here. Gangadhar, please.
Yeah. Hey, everyone. Good afternoon. So myself, Gangadhar, currently I'm working as an integration architect And right now we are extensively using the AI and with the middleware technologies. So I'm part of it. I have 20 plus years in this middleware industry. So I work with a couple of clients in retail, manufacturing, and logistics, dairy, and different other domains. Okay, yeah. So hope I think good to see you all and meet great people like you who are currently working with AI. Okay, so yeah, I think this will help me to get a little bit more knowledge and share your knowledge experiences, right? So yeah, thanks for giving this platform for me. Yeah, Augusto, thank you very much.
Yeah, awesome. Awesome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. Ankush?
Hi everyone, I'm Ankush Asogi. I work as a senior data solutions for engineer for Prasadica. So I work on a conversation intelligence platform where we analyze conversations and looking forward for the presentations and yeah, excited for it.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for meeting us and yeah, giving your time, right, on a Sunday. Thank you. Masum?
Hello
there?
everyone, I am facing a technical difficulty, so my camera is not working. Sorry for that. So I am Masum Rana, currently working at the University of South Dakota, where I basically do for I'm trying to solve the South Dakota's healthcare problem through AI and ML.
Okay.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Thank you for being here. Now that we have our judges properly introduced, thank you guys for being here. Let's bring our first project of the second panel. And we'll have right here with us Akhil with Oddly Optic AI. Welcome, buddy. How's it going?
Hey everyone, yeah, I'm doing well. How's it going?
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for having this time to chat with us and present your project. You can present yourself and then you can just start. I see that you have 2 screens up.
Yeah, I would like to start with the presentation.
Okay, awesome.
Okay.
Let's bring it up. Is that this one?
Yeah.
Awesome. So you can have the stage. Please introduce yourself and you can just go ahead and.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Akhil and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Oddly Optic AI, and we are a company which build AI ads. I did my bachelor's from Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur, back in India, and I did my master's from Cornell University in computer science. This is my second startup. So the problem statement is that start with the problem statement. So the short form video ads, they are the #1 driver of attention online, but creating them takes like 48 to 72 hours and cost thousands of dollars through an agency, whereas brands need daily content rather than monthly campaigns. And the gap is massive and it's just growing. So that's where we come in. Oddly Optic AI, it automates the entire short video ad pipeline end to end. And our AI writes a script, it generates matching visuals and delivers a ready to publish video in minutes. You don't need any editing skills, you don't need any back and forth, and you don't even need a creative team. AI takes care of all of that. I have a demo video. Can I play that? I think you have to.
You should be able to. Is that the other screen?
Yes, the other screen.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna
There you go.
play this. I think I'm gonna
Welcome.
Right, so I'm not gonna play the whole video in the interest of time, but I'll probably just go through what the video is about. So basically, this is our app, and you log in, and then you basically provide in a script, a character image, the resolution that you want, and it would use your script and the reference image in order to build an add on top of it. And yeah, so you don't need any creative input. The AI would take care of everything in the back end. We have also added a new feature on top of this, where instead of providing a script, you can provide a URL of the product page. For example, if your product is listed on Amazon, Amazon, or it is listed on eBay, or if you have a website or something, then you can provide the link of that web page, and the AI would extract all the details about the product and use them to build an ad. So that feature is already live on the product's website. It's not there in this video, but if you go to the website, you will find that feature. Right. So I am going to probably just show you the final ad that was created through this process.
A fully animated lip generated entirely from a single photo and script.
My fixer-upper was too much work. She Buys Houses gave a fair cash offer, as is. We closed fast. Stop worrying. Get your free offer at shebuyshousescash.com or call 1-888-SHE-BUY-S.
Yeah. So this ad was built in collaboration with one of our real estate clients, and we have that's probably the most important client that we have right now. Yeah. Can I go back to the presentation? Yeah. Yeah. So that's where it is. And here is our market analysis. So the global ad video production market would be hitting $100 billion by 2029, and the AI video generator market segment within that is 1.4 would be $1.4 billion. Now let me come back to SOM. So there are about 110,000 DTC brands in the US, and about 25% of them run paid video ads, which is about 27,500 potential customers. At $100 a month, that would be $33 million near-term opportunity. And that's just DTC brands within US, before even accounting for agencies, creators, or going internationally. And that's our traction. So we had about a little more than $15,000 of revenue in our 4th month, and we are going 20 times revenue month over month. And our revenue increase went from 27% to 73% to 320% month over month. Well, these are early numbers, and we didn't really spend much money on marketing. A lot of this is entirely organic, without shelling a lot of money on marketing and stuff. And we are 2 founders who are building this app and trying to get it in the hands of users. And then yeah, there's a competitive analysis. We have basically 2 alternatives today. There are agencies that you can hire on Fiverr, Upwork, Vidmob, which charges about $1,000 to $5,000 bucks per video, and take days to build some time. Whereas there are generic AI tools like Runway, Pika, InVideo, but they are powerful, but they're very general purpose. They provide the technology to build the ads, and they're very generic, and our product is a little niche toward AI specific short form creation ads. Now the thing is that in the generic AI tools like Runway, Pika, and InVideo, you still have to write the script, you have to provide the visuals, and you have to edit everything together. But what we are aiming for is making a fully automated purpose built for ads. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. Right now we are a SaaS tool, and we have tiered subscriptions. The customers can buy usage credits, or but eventually we want to build an autonomous AI ad agency from end to end. And what I mean by that is that right now our product is focused on building ads, but eventually we want the app to be also be able to publish those ads across several social media channels, tracks conversion metrics, and optimizes the ad building process automatically without any manual effort. And then we are also planning to build a dashboard where you can see the results of your ads, such as conversion ratio, conversion rate ratio, and yeah, that's what we're trying to do. Yeah, this I've already discussed that about the auto publishing ads across different social media channels, which is what you want to do eventually. And this is our team. I'm Akhil, and like I've already introduced myself. My co-founder is Shrey, and he is currently pursuing computer science from NYU, and he's the one who built the AI pipeline. Um, right now, we are trying to raise $1.2 million as a pre-seed round, and we plan to use this to scale video generation, build distribution partnerships, and eventually we want to become the default search engine for short-term video ads. And we'll be happy to collaborate with you all as part of this journey. Yeah, that's us. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Akhil. Thank you for presenting. Let's bring our judges up so we can have this great discussion. So Gangadhar, Ankush, Masam, and Subham. Gangadhar, you can go first since you're first line.
Sure, sure. Yeah, Akhil, that was a good presentation, Akhil. So just trying to understand, so this supports a multi-language, or as of now, you've just built on only English. So what's your plan for that?
So the underlying technology that we use is language agnostic.
Okay.
So it's not specific to any particular language. However, the clients that we have right now, all of them are US clients, and all of them uses the app to build their ads in English. So I can't be very sure about the performance across different languages.
Yeah, because there can be certain requirement, right? Because if any client can be in a different geolocations, right? So they might need in a multi-language also, because for example, if you're I'm doing a business in Europe, US, and Asia Pacific, right? So when I try to have this in the social media, right, might be I need a multi-language supported, right? That's the reason. Might be, I don't know whether you have that thing already planned or in future you're planning to have it, but that's where I thought, okay, rest all looks good for me. Yeah, I think it has a very good potential based on what you came up with the plan. Yeah.
Yeah, and also as we discussed in the market capitalization, our SOM value as of now is focused on the US market. So that's why we're trying to focus as of now. But eventually, once we have taken care of that, we would be happy to expand into international markets.
Got it.
Thank you.
Yeah, all the best, Akhil. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for your question, Gangadhar. So we're a bit behind schedule, so I would ask one question. And if any other questions arise, you can email me, and then I'll send it back to Akhil. Okay. So Shubham, please.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Akhil, for showing us going through the demo. It was really good, and I was actually trying to see if I can find like any issue with the lip sync as well as the model itself. But it worked really well. I just wanted to understand like how you are planning to tackle the issue that we are currently seeing with the general purpose audience, that oh, this looks very AI generated. So maybe like making it looking less like AI generated, and probably like having it integrate with the actual ads that we currently have seamlessly. And just wanted to understand like why specifically just ad generation through the app. I mean, you could have like just use this platform to generate like any AI related videos as well, right? And that has a good market potential.
Thank you. So two questions. One thing is about how to tackle the realism of the videos, and the second thing is why specifically focused on AI ads. So the first question is that we have developed some guardrails to ensure that we are able to provide realistic videos. So the underlying models that we are using, there are rampant advancements in those technologies itself. So we expect that as the months goes by, as the time goes by, these models will be improving by themselves and be achieving more and more realism. And as an example of that, if you compare these video generation models, how they were like a couple of years ago, we can see the really good amount of realism that those models are able to introduce now as compared to how it was 2 years ago. And we hope that will continue even further. But from our perspective, from our side, we have done thoroughly testing of our pipeline to ensure that realism, and we have also added a human in the loop. Not it's not currently in the prod version, but in the dev version of our pipeline, we have added a human in the loop where there will be a human who would be you know critiquing the video generated by the model and can provide feedback accordingly if the video is not realistic enough. So while we do aim for eventual complete end-to-end automation, as of now there is a human in the loop, which however reduce the time production of ads by more than 95%. But still we have that human element in the loop to make sure that the videos are generated are realistic. And if not, then that would regenerate the videos and keep on trying until we achieve the level of realism that we want. Okay, and then the second question, which is about why specifically focus on AI ads. So early after AI started with, we wanted to build movies using AI, right? That's what the eventual long-term goal is, that you want to build like real films and movies using the AI capabilities. However, these technologies are not, in our perspective, these technologies are not ready enough to achieve that level of automation, and also we don't have resources to build world-class state-of-the-art movies just entirely using AI. So then the next question was, okay, we cannot build movies, but what would be the miniature version of multimedia content that we can build using existing technologies, and at the same time able to generate some revenue out of it? And that's where we decided to build apps, right? Which would also help us to refine our pipeline, to build some level of automation, preparing us to be able to build really state-of-the-art movies down the line and get some revenue along the way, so that we can continue making iterations on our pipeline. So that's how AI ads came up.
Thank you so much, Akhil. I do have like follow-up questions, but I know, I mean, we are at a time crunch, so I won't take much of your time. Thank you so much for the presentation. You were really good.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you for your questions, Shubham. Like I said, you can just email me the questions and I'll just forward them to Akhil, definitely. We have two more judges and we have not much time. So Masoom, please, your question.
Hi, Akhil. Thank you for the nice presentation. So I have one question, which is like, how do you protect user data?
Right. So that's a good question. And to be honest, as of now, we haven't faced this as much of an issue from the vendor side. I think our vendors as of now are more interested in building real capable ads that would help them in selling their products. So we haven't really worked much on that front. but once we see like a demand on that, then we would we could work on that. However, by from what I've learned, a lot of startups have contracts with their existing vendors regarding how their data would be how the data would not be used for retraining the models, and it won't be stored up in some server somewhere, and it will be deleted as soon as the data is being used. There are a lot of de-identification techniques that we can use to hide sensitive data. So while I can think of some ways I can tackle that, we are probably holding on to that unless we see a real demand from our customers to achieve those privacy features, build those privacy features.
Thank you. I do not have any other question right now. So if I get any question, I will send an email.
Definitely, yeah. Ankush?
Thank you, Akhil, for your presentation. Really loved it. I have a follow-up question. So, since AI videos are expensive, like what does it cost to generate a typical video on your platform? And how do you planning to scale it once the usage increases?
Right. So the cost is substantial. I agree with that. For building a single 15-second ad, for an example, it usually costs around $80, more or less, to build a 15-second ad, um, which is substantial if we compare with text generation AI models. However, if you compare it with the alternative cost of building real ads, as in hiring a space, hiring actors, and hiring voice actors and all that stuff. So I think there is a considerable profit opportunity from that alternative as far as vendors are concerned. Regarding scaling, so I think there are a lot of open source video generation models which are catching up with commercial technologies, video generation technologies. So this is something that we have been thinking of to probably try to see if we can create high quality ads using the available open source models, which I think should dramatically reduce the cost of production. And number two, for the short term, we were provided with $27,000 of video generation credits by Google, and we are in talks with them to provide $300,000 more $300,000 more of credits down the line. So I think if we are able to achieve that, then I believe that we should be able to very comfortably able to continue providing ads for our clients for at least an year. And then we would, in the meanwhile, trying to make sure that we can probably, like I said, use the open source models to further reduce the cost, if required, because like I told you, that vendors have a real advantage of using these in comparison with building those ads traditionally, which usually involves a lot of cost associated with it. Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks for the response.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for your presentation, Akhil. Let's keep moving so we can have everybody presenting. I'm gonna move you guys to the backstage area. And then we can bring our next presenter up. And let's give a warm welcome to Dennis. Dennis, how's it going, man?
Great. It's great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. So you have a screen that you want to present. You have two screens up.
Yes, I have two. Let's start with the slides.
Okay, awesome. Then you can just do a quick presentation on yourself, and then you can go ahead and start your deck. Just remember, if you take too much time presenting, then we'll have less time to discuss with the judges.
Of course. So
Awesome.
I'm Denis Palatov. I'm the founder of MetaLinks. I've been working with AI for over 3 years and really deeply engaging with it for over a year. And in my work, the need that I saw almost immediately is the need for governance of AI. And especially when agentic AI came out early on, we have agents taking action and really no way of governing those actions. So what we've built is it's both a vision and a solution. So it has two components to it: public infrastructure, which we call Web 4, and that's a set of tools and primitives like TCP/IP and HTML at that kind of level that allows the actual Web 4 governance tools to be built on top of them. And then we have an enterprise product we call Hardbound, which is built with the tools to provide organizations with ways of providing accountability, auditability, regulatory compliance with their use of agentic AI. And so why Web 4? AI agents are already taking actions everywhere. You see it throughout, from changing calendars to booking appointments to now they're even opening bank accounts. And what we have right now is the infrastructure of Web 1, which gave us access to information. Then we had Web 2, which gave us a way to participate through platforms, through social media, through various peer-to-peer applications. And then along came Web 3, which gave us a way to own digital assets. And more importantly, it gave us immutable ledgers to keep track of transactions that anybody can inspect and that are very hard to falsify. And so Web 4 builds on top of all of those things, and it creates something that hasn't existed so far. And it's a new concept, and we call it presence. It's a combination of identity. It's a combination of earned trust, not just some authority saying trust this, but trust earned through performance, through auditable reputation. Another key piece is context, because agents operate in context. Think of it as like a job description. And when the job description is properly scoped, properly authorized, then the agent can do its work. If it isn't, then the behavior changes completely. And it's really no different than governing humans in that regard. If you have poor job description, you don't know what to do. Sometimes you do nothing. Accountability is the key. The last key part of presence is that you have to be able to track where the action originated, who's responsible, who made the decision, when, and by what rules and on what basis. And so to demonstrate that, we did a pretty dramatic thing. You may be familiar with the ArcAGI 3 benchmarks. And what we did is we took Claude, just off the shelf, Claude Opus 4.6, which normally scores 0% on that benchmark. And we've given it an environment built on Web 4 primitives that enabled it to be successful at solving the games. We scoped the problem much greater than just playing one game. We tasked it to figure out how to solve all the games, and it did. It scores 94.85% on the publicly available games, and that's a verifiable public scorecard, which is linked there, and I can provide links later for anybody who's interested in it. So it actually did what it couldn't do in another context. The difference isn't the model. The model is the same. We didn't fine-tune it. We didn't do any adaptation. But what we provided is the permissions and the structure for it to perform very, very differently. It went from 0% to 94.85%, which is essentially human level performance on the benchmark. And the difference was the structure, and Web 4 is what provides that structure. So as I mentioned before, each web generation really answered different questions. Web 1 gave us access to information. Web 2 let us participate. Web 3 gave us ownership and traceability of transactions through blockchains, immutable ledgers. Web 4 creates presence. It allows us to say what agent did what, when, on whose authority, and what rules, what was it playing by, and what consequences were of those actions, so we can build a reputation. These are not just log files. These are verifiable, cryptographically trackable records that use Web3 technologies to do that. And so the 4 pillars of presence are, of course, identity, which is not a single score, not a single name. It's a combination of what machine does it run on, who's the user, what is the model, what is the context of it. Trust is a part of identity as we see it. It's accumulated through performance that you can verify, not just hearsay, not just saying, hey, here's a certificate, here is a token, here is a API key, so you can trust this. No, in our view, Web 4 provides the tools for building trust on demand in context. So context, again, is what were the rules that the agent ran it? And to my example, from 0% to 94.85%, the only difference was context. And so if I say Claude scores 0 on the benchmark, it's true in one context, but without saying what context, it's meaningless. Just like my claim, it's a publicly verifiable claim that it scores 94.85% in my context. Again, somebody can say, well, but it scored 0 there. And so I have to prove. Right now, it's through a public Git repo that's MIT licensed. You can go and examine how exactly we did that. Web 4 provides more immediate and more usable tools for that. And so what we have is the GitHub repo, which is open source, which has full standard specifications, SDKs, sample implementations, all kinds of things. And then we have Sage, which is the environment that was built on top of Web 4 that enabled Claude to score, over 90%. And so Hardbound takes it a step further. So Web 4 is an open standard. We're proposing it for everybody to use. We don't want to own it, and we shouldn't own it. Nobody should own it. It should be shared.
Just a quick reminder.
Okay, go ahead.
If you want to leave some time for questions, if you want to leave some time for questions, maybe it's time to start wrapping up.
Okay, well, let me wrap up real quick. I'm almost done. So Hardbound is our enterprise product, and basically contact us for that. What it brings is hardware-bound identity. And so it brings the next level of trust and traceability so that in finance, defense, healthcare, you can actually prove to the auditors and regulators how you've managed AI, how decisions have been made. So Web 4 is a standard. We invite everybody to participate, contact us for that, and try it. Break it. All the APIs are there. All the repo is open source, and we're eager to engage with the community and see what everybody builds on it. So that's that part. The only other thing I want to share real quick, and that can be part of the questions too. So actually, let's open up to questions, and then I'll share the other thing later because it has just a lot more detail to it.
Yeah, awesome. Let's bring our judges up real quick. And yeah, there we have it, everybody. Awesome. Let's start with Ankush. You were last before. You can be first now.
Sure. Thank you, Dennis, for the presentation. I just have one question. So how does this framework extend when it interacts with multiple agents? How do you track it? How do you track the responsibility of each agent?
It's built fractally. It's built from the lowest point on up. In other words, the primitives that you install on your computer provide an interface for others to interact with it. And so when there are multiple agents, you have multiple instances. Each agent has its own, we call it link context token. So through which it projects its presence and is auditable. So it scales fractally is the quick answer to that. The details are all in the SDK and in the repo, and there's over 1 million lines of code there. So,
Sure. Thank you, Dennis.
Sure.
Awesome. Masoom? You're muted. Yeah.
Thank you for the nice presentation. So yeah, I do not have that much question, so I would move forward to the other judges.
Awesome. Thank you, Masoom. Shubham?
Yeah, sure. So I have like one very general question. I wanted to understand like how you guys are different from HeyGen, which actually provides feature tag distribution model very similar to you.
What we're doing, to my knowledge, is unique because we are providing a way of tying an agent to a specific place, giving it identity and giving it auditable reputation that anybody can come in and with the proper permissions and audit what the agent did, what the decisions, what tools were used, who authorized it, what authority it was acting on. And you do see some of that start to show up in like Claude Code. Anthropic is adding some of the governance features that we actually proposed in a plugin to them. But we're providing a coherent framework on which everybody can build that. Yes, others are building these things, and we feel that for the industry to really benefit, there should be a common standard. Like TCP/IP, if everybody had their own packet protocol, internet wouldn't work. It relies on the common standard being the common language. It doesn't specify what's built. TCP/IP doesn't define what the internet should be. It enables the internet to be whatever we need it to be. And it's the same with Web 4.
Got it. Thanks, Dennis.
Thank you for your question, Shubham. Gangdar?
Yeah. Hey, Dennis. It was a nice one. So just my question, because from the infrastructure perspective and everything, right? So right now, it is been integrated or certified with whatever the SOX compliance we have. Will this be supported or how? Because I think you was talking about the trust and everything, right? Because in the current market, we have a tokens, we have a certificates, SSLs, and different ways of doing it. So,
right.
So when you're getting this framework or this AI related agent, everything, right? So will it also meet the SOC standards? Because right now in the industry, most of them follow the SOC standard, right? So
it builds on top and extends them. Because right now with the tokens, with the API keys, the token is the key. And once it's granted, it's a bearer instrument. Anybody showing up with a token can do whatever the token is authorized to do. And there's been some very recent high-profile breachers. Vercel is one of them, where that was used as an attack. In Web 4, token is not enough. It's not a key. It's a piece of evidence. Just like you would in normal life, in human interactions, somebody shows up and says, I have a badge. Now I'm entitled to do whatever. You're free to question it. Is the badge real? Are you the actual person who the badge is issued to? Does the badge actually permit you to do? Are you authorized to do that? The badge alone is not enough. And so we already, as humans, we build these trust contexts. We don't just blindly trust authority. And in the current scheme, whenever somebody compromises and steals the credentials are everything. In Web 3, for example, it's complete anonymity. You own the key. you have the thing. Somebody takes the key from you. Now they own it legally. It's like somebody breaking into your house and saying, "Oh, I now have the key," and everybody says, "Yeah, that guy now owns your house. Too bad." That's not how societies work, and that's not how they should work. And so Web 4 provides the tools for trust to be built and established on demand for each transaction, rather than just having it tied to certificates. So we incorporate the certificates and we build on top of them, but the certificate is no longer the single thing that gives you access to everything. It's just one piece of evidence in the trust building exercise.
So obviously, internal, it does a multi-level of authentication. Right now, how we have a MFA multi-level of authentication. So on top of that, any additional feature is coming for more secure perspective here with this one?
Yes, and the key difference is that Web 4 provides mechanisms for witnessing. So it's not just multi-factor, it's omni-factor. It says that, I'm working here and all of my coworkers witness that I'm working here. So when somebody comes in and I say, "Hey, I represent company X," they can go and query the coworkers, say, "Is he actually working?" and have as many factors as you need. You can query the company's token itself, and then you can query the government's token. Is the company authorized to operate and do all of these things? And for transactions that require that kind of trust, that is available and it's computable, which is the new feature, which is not available by any other means right now. For transactions that don't require much trust, then you just don't go that deep through the ontology tree.
Hope that. I think if that level of it's done, means I think might be you will help the complete world to stop the cyber attacks there.
That is the goal. That is the ambition. And we believe that the tools that we have will enable it, because it's a governance problem, right? Attack, crime is a problem of governance, and it's not new. It's the same in human society. We're mapping what we've learned from even biology, immune system, all of that. We're mapping it to the agentic AI age, basically. This is what we're doing.
Yep. Awesome.
Hope that will help us. Thank you, Dennis. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, gang, there for your question. Thank you all the judges for their questions. Dennis, thank you for your time, for presenting. Thank you for being here. Again, any questions that wasn't answered or still needs more clarification, please shout out and I'll pass it on to Dennis. Now let's bring our next presenter to stage. Awesome. Thank you, guys. See you soon. And now, what's up, Peter? How's it going? What you're thinking so far?
Yeah, I'm liking this new panel. It's very dynamic, actually. I feel like the judges are kind of complementing their own questions. So yeah, it's very nice to have.
Yeah, that's great. Let's bring to stage our next presenter. Soham, welcome.
Hey guys, what's up?
Yeah, what's up?
Can you hear me?
Are you ready to present?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Awesome. Then you can take the stage. If you need any screens to be shown, just share them and we'll bring it up.
All right.
Awesome.
Let's see. Yes. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can see it fine. Just remember, try to keep it between 5 minutes so we can have a larger time for discussion with the judges. Awesome. Thank you.
Perfect. Yeah. So a little bit of an introduction. I'm Soham Bardia. I graduated from Arizona State University right here in Arizona in the December of 2024 in computer science. Since then, I have been working in digital transformation, where I go into non-tech companies and create the tech infrastructure and AI solutions for them. But my passion has always been in education. And this started, I would say, a while ago. So I first did my high school and a lot of middle school in India, and then some of my high school in Saudi Arabia, and finally I came to the United States. So I've had a mixed flavor of education all around the world. So, and every single time I used to think, I'll go to a different place and the education will be better, the system will be better, but there was always this one thing or something missing for me, and that led to me building Curo AI back in my dormitory during my time at ASU. So Curo AI, in its core sense, is a personalized learning engine. So what we are trying to do is democratize the mastery by transforming education into interactive curriculum tailored to every individual learner's unique learning style and space. And I'll show you really soon what that exactly means. But how did this come to be? So I remember being in my second year, sitting at my dormitory and just thinking like, is there something wrong with me where, I'm just not, because I was never really good at rote memorization and just answering test questions, but I was always really good at performance and anything that required hands-on or doing stuff, right? And I just couldn't figure out where was that gap in education, where was that gap in learning, because I used to understand a lot of concepts, but I just was never really good at memorizing stuff I didn't understand. So I created this whole system using AI, and AI was very new at the time. ChatGPT just came out. So I created this whole system with AI where it was personalized to learning how I best like to learn. And eventually Claude came and all these new models came, and I just started developing more and more on that idea, and that's how Curo AI was born. So how does it work? Consumer education currently is broken. So right now, consumers definitely want to upskill. Education is still a very real thing, but unfortunately, I would say the current education system is either really slow moving, and the open web, which has good sources and good resources for education, they are just really unstructured and broken down into different pieces. So there's information chaos. So YouTube and edtech platforms have the knowledge, but it's scattered across thousands of unstructured, unverified sources. And also there's not one size fits none. Like there's one textbook which thousands of students, probably millions of students are learning to, but they all have different learning styles. Why is it just one textbook or one piece of content that they should be limited to? Why can't they learn the way they best like to learn? And right now, the traditional online learning platforms, they have a 90% dropout rate, which is very crazy. And even the in-person learning education institutions, they are not faring very well. Even those people who graduate, they barely use the skills that they learned in college. And I think everyone can relate to that. So once again, consumers really want to upskill, but the current platforms fail them. And the market, I think, is really ready for disruption and having a big change. And that's where Curo AI comes in. So Curo AI in its core, as I told, is a personalized learning engine where the user inputs what they want to learn. So for example, they want to learn Python, or they even want to learn World War II history, whatever you want to learn. Then there is the curation standpoint where Curo AI asks you a few questions, does gets the clarity, and once it has clear on the content, it goes in the internet. It searches the best playlists, videos, content, whatever it finds, the best resources, and then it personalizes it according to the user's learning personality. Now, how does user learning personality exist? So initially, the user sets his learning personality to us through a survey, but eventually what we do is we look at users' behavior with how they interact and how they learn, and we change the courses accordingly. So it's a dynamic personality in some ways. And finally, we output a structured course with custom text, interactive activities, and personalized takeaways. So Curo AI transforms 10 hours of chaotic online unstructured content into a manageable syllabus in seconds, right? And right now we have 6 learning personalities, but as I told you, eventually we wanted to have a model where every single learner has their own learning personalities. So 6 learning personalities to start, and eventually having something for everyone. So complete user journey, course generation, creates the course right from your whatever your prompt or input that you give. Then there is active recall quizzes and activities where there are context aware questions after each lesson. Then we have analytics dashboard for students to see how they're doing, right? Reminders as well as digital certificates. So there's another side of Curo AI, which is the B2C monetization side. So we want to work with the institution and not against them. So we are partnering with lots of institutions and working in a sense where the teachers can upload their current courses, slides, videos, PDFs, whatever content they have. And Curo AI then filters it down and creates the same personalized course for each student in the class. So think about it, instead of going from the internet and getting the sources, it gets it from the teachers. So you have that kind of blend between the teacher and the student learning style, and still the personalization exists, and the teachers can list their assignments, they can track students' progress, all the good stuff. So that's this thing. So yeah, same teacher in the loop architecture, where professor uploads syllabus, the AI analyzes the gap and finds where it can add value and how it can distill it to students, and then it does intelligent resource matching and finally creates a personalized curriculum. And the fun part is this all sounds really big, and the ambition is there, but we are already doing this. So Curia is live right now, and it is already on the web, and we actually started putting it in a Saudi university last week. So it's already there in Saudi, and India we are going to start next month. US has been a little bit hard, obviously, due to licenses and certifications and making sure we are compliant. But we are hard at work, and very soon we hope to get started in the US. So just a sneak peek of how it looks like. These are a few plans I generated. These are for different learning styles. So let's go to this one, for example. If you want to learn evidence-based productivity, so we find the resources from the internet. So there's a video at the start. Then there's more. So what type of learning style do you have? So this is a balanced learning style. So based on that, you have the core concepts, what you need to do with each lesson, practical implementation, pitfalls, and then resources. And finally, there's the knowledge assessment and also an AI assistant attached to the course. We are also in the process of adding interactive activities. I think we should have that for the Next.js project. So this was a builder version. So how you can see how we have different learning styles as well. But yeah, so that's mostly what Curo AI is. There's also the teacher side of it, where there's a teacher dashboard and the classes and stuff. But since we are short on time, I would not go too deep into that part today.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you for your presentation, Soham. Very descriptive.
Very descriptive.
So yeah, awesome. Let's bring our judges up so we can have this discussion. Yeah, let's go, everybody. Welcome again. Welcome again, guys. This is our last discussion on your panel. I'd like to have one moment to thank you again for being here, and we can start. So Gangdar, you went last before. You can go first now. You're muted. We cannot hear.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was nice presentation, Shaham. And when I have one question here. So how you will estimate or come to a with a solution that, okay, hey, for this particular student or a customer who's trying to take this service, right? So what level of surveys you try to take, what type of inputs you gather, so that you can come up with a complete curriculum for him, right? So can you help me with that?
Yes, definitely. So there are two kinds of surveys we have. One is for the learning personality, where we find out your learning personality from those 6 personalities. So that one is a survey that, so the personalities, the 6th one is not something we created ourselves. It's actually a very famous research paper that was done around 2017. And we just, in some ways, copied it from that research paper and had those 6 personalities used in our this thing. And that research paper did a survey for their, the different groups that they interviewed. So we use a very similar survey where we ask them questions like, even questions from learning specifically on what kind of learning do you like? Do you like watching videos more? Do you like writing text more? Do you like doing stuff more? Or do you like solving questions more? Those kind, and even personal life questions. So personal life, it can be, are you someone who wakes up in the morning early, or are you someone who sleeps later in the night? And those all questions affect, and then we decide those 6 learning personalities. And then the second kind of survey that we do, or questions that we ask, is after the first prompt. Oftentimes people are still very people are still very familiar with that Google style of prompting, where they just want to write 5 words and get the answer. But unfortunately, the more information you give to AI, the better it can find that course for you. So after the initial prompt, we have an AI skill that runs, and it sees what, if it is enough to find that resources. If not, it will ask you more clarity. So let's say if I wrote a prompt saying I want to learn coding, right? And yes, you want to learn coding, but in what language, what kind of level are you? Like, there's so many other questions that go around creating that curriculum. So the skill that we fire up, it automatically generates 5 to 10 questions so that it gets full clarity. So we have a specialized skill that we run in the backend for that.
So when in this process, do you try to evaluate whether really the person who's taking this is coming to the speed or up to your mark? So do you do any evaluation in between also?
Oh, definitely. So the person has the analytics dashboard. Every student has access to it, and every lesson is tracked. So in backend we also track a lot of things, but on the user side we track how often is the user completing the lesson, how long is it taking for it to complete the lesson, are they able to complete it? And in the teacher side of things, the teachers can also have that visibility to students, so they can ask. And on the backend side, we track, let's say a user did they skip the video, did they play the video 2x speed or 1x speed, did they just press next and completed it by just answering the questions. We track all those kinds of metrics to see what kind of capability, efficiency, and the capability of the user, and how do we need to create the next courses according to them. Because if there's a school user who's just skipping all the text, right, so in the next course that we generate for them, there will be barely any text, there'll be more videos. So that kind of approach is what we are going after.
Yeah, I think that's
Awesome.
good. Yeah, all the best. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you for your question, Gangnar. So since we're 6 minutes behind schedule, let's try to keep quick questions. And if anything more generic, we can email to Soham later. So Shubham, please.
Yeah. First and foremost, thank you so much, Soham, for the presentation. And I come from a background where my entire family tree is like all teachers, and I definitely know like the pain of the education system that we are in. I'm really curious about like what is that one unique thing about Quora that it learns from how people actually learn, and that shape this product, right? And what gives you the edge over the other AI products or other AI tools? For example, I can ask ChatGPT, hey, I have like this particular course and I want to study this. Create me a study plan for it, right? How it is different from that?
Yep. So two things. First thing, I think our main edge is in the personalized learning engine. I think the personalized learning engine, which I created 4 years, it's 4 years in the making, and we are evolving it day by day. It's not something that we just put Claude or ChatGPT in the backend. We have our own custom machine learning algorithm that runs in the backend and finds the user learning personality. So I think that's something that is very unique to the industry. No one else has it. We are the only ones, and once again it is still in development, and the surprising thing is no one is focusing on that. AI definitely learns, but they don't focus on education because it's a very small market compared to the vast everything that the big companies are focusing on. So we want to target just the education market and create that learning engine or the machine learning algorithm for the AI for the education market. So that's one. And the second thing is structure, right? You have ChatGPT to generate you a course, and it can probably create a text course, but having that different lesson plans on the left, the one I showed you, lessons on the left, and the teacher's visibility and the analytics dashboard, having that cohesive environment, I think is still very important in the industry. And that's something ChatGPT or Gemini still can't provide. Once again, maybe they eventually come and think the education is enough of a market to get in and develop these kinds of solutions around it. But by that time, we hope that we'll be so far ahead that we will be a real threat to them.
Okay, thanks, Soham.
Awesome, thank you. Ankush?
Sure. Thanks for the presentation, Soham. I have a question on the content it fetches. So let's say if I'm a user and I want to learn Python. So when I provide a prompt, it will fetch so much content, right? And how do we make sure that the content fetching is a high quality content?
That's a great question, yeah, and it's also one that gets asked a lot. So we are fetching from many sources, and we are in talks with Coursera and Udemy as well to maybe use their content. But right now, it's very open source. So we have YouTube, we have Khan Academy, we have I think Vimeo and all these different open web, aggregators and stuff. So for our main ones like YouTube and Khan Academy, we have two different strategies that we go with. For YouTube, first, we always try to look for cohesive playlists, right? So playlist by, we have a certain set of metrics that we evaluate. So it's the likes, right? It's the view count. It's how cohesive is the playlist and what are the users this thing. And that, fortunately, the people have done that work for us to curate and see what's the best and have that in the structured course. And in Khan Academy, it's similar, but because Khan Academy has a different structure on how that metrics work. So it is once again, views is a big thing in Khan Academy, but there's also comments and like interactiveness and students enrolled. So we use those kinds of things in Khan Academy to evaluate. So we have these specific sources and we have evaluation mechanisms for each, and that's how we curate the courses. And if we can't find a playlist, then we like to go into individual videos, and once again the same metric but just for individual videos instead of playlists, and then have that cohesiveness established in the middle. And we also fetch transcripts, so that is how the content is generated, and make sure that the text that is generated is relevant to the video, and how we can link the second video with the first video, because if it's a different video, there is a lot of different stuff in both of them. So that's something that the AI takes care of as well.
Awesome. Thank you, Soham.
Nice. I guess we're missing Gandram.
Oh,
Hi. Yeah.
Whom you're missing? Sorry, you called my name, Peter?
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, it's your time to ask question,
No,
or you already did it?
I've done. I started first.
Yeah, so I think Masoom
Oh,
is
okay.
one only left.
Masoom, thank you so much. So it's because on my list here, I've made a mistake, so I check it out on the wrong person. I'm so sorry. Masoom, you can go, please.
Hi, Som. Thank you for the nice presentation. So my question is how your product will handle the bias mitigate. Take, for example, some user want to learn some negative learning, or some want to create a negative learning playlist or something like that. So how you handle the bias mitigation in your product?
Yeah, so two things. First of all, what you're creating is for yourself. If you want to create something that is negative, like let's say, I don't know, whatever the negative thing you want to learn, it is at the end of the day going to be presented to you. And second thing, obviously, when you talk about negative learning, we have a few layers of protection enabled automatically. First, the AI that we use, AIs in themselves have a protective layer where if you want to, let's say you want to say, I want to make drugs, right? I don't think any AI out there is going to be like, yeah, I'll give you the steps and how to make drugs unless you jailbreak it or whatever. So they have that protection layer. Even YouTube itself doesn't have those kinds of output, and even Khan Academy, like the sources that we are using also are very curated in some ways, like they don't allow these kinds of stuff. And we also, like, once again, the AI and the courses both go through that, so it's very hard. At least I haven't seen a case yet where someone has created some kind of bad actor or something. And people have tried. So what we generally do is we see what the prompts are, because we are recording everything because it's still in beta and we are still learning. So we see what people are searching and what they're trying to learn. And 100% of the time till now it has been blocked, where AI says that I cannot generate anything regarding this. And even if it goes to YouTube, is like, so it cannot find any source to teach that. So both ways it has been blocked. And we also are looking at the users, so we can block the users manually as well eventually. So not a problem yet, but definitely something to think about if we start using more open source AI or things that can be that do not filter out themselves.
Got it. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome, guys. Yeah, thank you for your questions. This is our last presentation of this panel. So thank you, Soham, for your presentation. Great projects again. This new panel. So like I said, if anything is left, anything is left question, please feel free to hit me up. I'll pass it to Soham. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Soham, for your time. Thank you, all the judges, for being here and giving us your Sunday. It's always great to trade info with you guys. So let's keep in touch. We have a bunch of events coming up, and I guess I'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
guys.
Thanks, Augusto.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
Awesome.
Awesome.
So Peter, let's go to our next panel. So
Final panel.
uh,
But just a
awesome. Final
quick
panel.
mention. I really like projects that are somehow related to education. So that's got a
Yeah.
special place in my heart.
Yeah, we know you have a teacher in you. So yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, somehow.
So let's not lose any more time, and we're gonna do a little bit different. So since we're behind schedule, the judges will present themselves right before asking the questions
Answer
to the projects founders. So we have 3 projects today. We have Sahil, we have Bill, and we have Luis in that exact question. So let's bring Sahil to the stage. Welcome, buddy. How's it going?
Going pretty good. How about you guys?
Yeah, pretty good as well. Excited to see what you have to bring to the table.
Thank you for coming.
Of course. Let me try and share my screen.
Yeah, just share it, and then we'll be able to pull it up.
Okay. Let me know if you're able to see it.
Yeah.
There you
Awesome.
go.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right. So
just a quick presentation about yourself, and then you can give your pitch. Thank you.
Got it. So my name is Sahil. I am a software engineer. I've been in this industry for almost 15 years now. Time flies by. But in my personal experience, I've seen lots of problems. The one specific issue that I wanted to tackle was dating, and that too, modern dating. So we have seen AI do amazing things in almost all fields, be it medical, be it communication, generative AI, so on and so forth. But nobody was actually paying more attention to the human interaction, like human to human interaction. So I did some research with AI, and I also have a little bit of background with astrology, specifically Western astrology. And I made a product that uses a person's birth chart, generates full astrological insights, and then compares it with somebody else whom you're trying to meet. So the product is called the Love Star. It's currently a website at thelovestar.com. The name of the company is Zello. And the focus is to provide more context between two people, right? The problems with modern dating. So first of all, there is a digital overwhelm. Every guy I talk to, they told me that it's just a numbers game. So they have to just keep swiping, left and right in the morning, afternoon, dinner time, in the meetings, on the toilet, you name it. Like they're just swiping and thinking, the more people they go through, the better chances they have of meeting the right person. When I talk to women, they had very different problems. So they have analysis paralysis. They don't know who's the right person for them. So some of them have so many matches that if they were to scroll all the way through, the app would crash and burn. And that I saw like several times. The other thing that I saw was there are few organizers in the Bay Area, California, where people come to these big events. They go and hang out with these big groups, but they would come back with literally nothing. Like they would say they talked to a couple of people, but ultimately nothing happened. They didn't ask for their numbers. There's no platform where they can check or see like what are the details can I get about this other person. Third question is the third big point is a lot of these times people need the human face-to-face interaction. So you can talk to somebody on the app, you can talk to somebody on the phone for like couple of days, couple of weeks, but when you meet in person, that's the whole different experience that you have. And from statistics, I have learned that women take up to 6 seconds to figure out whether they want to interact further with this person, they want to go on a date with this person or not. So that was quite interesting. And then ultimately, the success gap. Even if people were to meet with each other, they understand, okay, we are compatible, and they start dating or even get into marriage, there is little to no chance that they actually know whether this person is compatible for them or not. What could be just a good way of communicating could be interpreted as a lifelong relationship, and then that leads to unhealthy relationships, divorces, pain, lawyers, fees, and a lot more, worse things. This total industry is a $25 billion opportunity. So the TAM is 25 billion, SAM is 4.5 billion. If we consider just the online dating, astrology, and the events category, and the actual SOM is 225 million. If we just were to capture the 5% of the premium, of the entire industry. Another interesting statistic is that 90% of the divorces are actually initiated by women, quoting boredom and not feeling appreciated enough. The way all these different problems have been solved is with the astrology engine. So I developed a proprietary technology where when a person signs up on the website, we create a full birth chart, and then that birth chart is interpreted with AI using an LLM. Now, it does several things, not just your core personality, but what kind of emotional interaction you're looking for with another person, what kind of communication patterns you like to have with your partner, even your love languages, and a lot more is in there. That is level 1. Level 2 is using all of this information and then comparing it with another person. In Western astrology, there is a concept called synastry, or matchmaking, where we actually take two people's birth charts and we do a deep dive of what works and what does not work. That is level 2. And then level 3 is actually interpretation of what kind of relationship can you expect with this person. And it does not have to do with only the people who are trying to date. It can also work for people who are already married, who are already engaged, who are already together, to understand, hey, these are the 9 dimensions of our relationships and which work perfectly and which do not. So these are the things that we should work on to make our relationship even better. The revenue engine has 4 different aspects to it. The first one would be premium app subscription. And in addition to that, I host singles events, singles mixers in the Bay Area, even virtual events. So people from all over the US have been joining virtual events on Mondays and Tuesdays. The third package would be a matchmaking package where people who are dedicated and want to get married can have one-on-one services, premium service. And then there would be some other micro and B2B opportunities where we partner with brands, we partner with restaurants, bars, event hosts, and then we can bring about a mutual win-win. Currently, it's 8K ARR, started less than 1 year ago, and the revenue is currently just event-based. No revenue is collected from the app itself at this moment. There are several other vertical expansion opportunities. So one is the partner ecosystem that I briefly talked about. There could be a lot more revenue that could be generated by partnering with a lot of these venues. The second aspect, and it goes to a lot of these pain points that we all have in our day-to-day life, is when it comes to gift giving. We are all thinking about, oh my God, this another friend has a birthday or they have an anniversary. We don't know what to give them. This would be the e-commerce section where we would be able to provide you, because we know this person, because we know their personality, because we know what they are looking for, what they usually are excited about. We can categorize and give you specific products that would work out really, really well for you.
Just a quick heads up, Sahil,
Sure.
so we can leave time for the judges to discuss. If you
Yeah.
could start just wrapping up. Awesome.
Winding up? Yeah, sure. I'm just going to quickly go through the L2B to CAC is 13.3. We were also mentioned in the Mercury News as one of the dating apps combining AI and astrology. And I'm the founder, software engineer with 15 years of astrology experience. Looking for 1 million in pre-seed safe with 8 million post-money cap. That would give us 18 months of runway. 50% of this will be used for engineering, 30% for growth with TikTok and UGC content creation, which we are already doing, and then 20% on the ops. Quick demo. I am going to share the screen once more. There we go. So this is the website. We currently have a little over 540 users. There is a community where people can chat with everybody. The first thing that happens is a birth chart creation. This is Western astrology and full interpretations with AI. It talks everything about you. And when people are trying to date with anybody, it generates not only their profiles, but it also gives you the full breakdown of their personalities and what to expect. So any person who checks in, their profiles are all here, some of their personal details are here, and pictures, and what kind of relationship you can expect, so on and so forth. That's pretty much it.
Awesome. Thank you for your presentation, Sahil. Let's bring our judges. So we have Argi, Anita, and Oleg. Welcome, guys. Peter will take this one. So go ahead, Peter.
Yeah, thank you. So before you can ask your questions, you can introduce yourself. We can start with Gergi.
Hey, sure. Hello, I'm Gargisha. I'm currently working as a senior QA manager at the Peloton. I have a total 17 years of experience into the quality assurance field and 7+ years of experience into the QA management role.
Nice to meet you, Gergi. You can ask your question for Sahil.
Sure. So I actually have a couple of questions about the birth chart. You mentioned that most important part is the creating the birth chart. How does that
Yes.
birth chart is created based on the birth date or the birth time?
Both of them. So anytime you talk about astrology, it's all three: date, time, and place of birth. And so we add the input and we generate a birth chart. It's all in-house, no data is shared. And then when we want to do an interpretation, that's when we share some of the limited details, not any of the user details, but generic birth chart related details with third party and get the inference results.
Got it. So that's the thing. Like if someone does not know about that birth time exactly, or if the birth time is mismatched or like off by a couple of minutes, how does your AI model predicts the data and the outcome properly, accurately?
Yeah. So that is a very valid point. And as much as people say they don't know the exact time, they almost always have some rough idea. And that rough idea works out just perfectly fine. The beauty about this algorithm is even if you don't know the exact time, we default it to 12 noon, and it is able to generate everything else. So irrespective of your time, it would still, the matching algorithm works like up to 90% accurately, regardless.
Got it. And what evidence or like what data you already have that shows that your system predicts that compatibility better?
My own personal dating experience with my exes, a couple of other people that we have personally tried it on. I host, for example, in 1.5 hours, I'm going to be hosting a coffee mixer in Santana Row. And so we do this on a regular basis. So I host like up to 5 to 6 events every single week. And I do this validation between two people, like let them talk and then ask them how compatible do you think you feel based off of the results that you see. And the results are actually pretty mind-blowing.
Got it. Got it. And what part of your systems are AI driven versus like the traditional astrology based matching rules?
Just the inference part. At this point, the inference API that translates your birth chart into readable interpretations is AI. Some of the daily content that is generated, like daily transits and other information, is also using AI inference. So I would say about 20 to 30% max.
Got it. Okay. All right. Those are my first few main questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anita, you can go next, please. Don't forget to introduce yourself before a question.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm Anita Blaga, and I apologize for my voice. I've been doing a lot of work. So I am a data engineer with Northside, and I have experience as a solutions architect and agentic workflows. So thank you, Sahil, for your presentation. I appreciated the data you presented when you were talking about the problem. I did want to ask a couple of questions, and let me know if you can hear me clearly.
Yeah, your video is a little bit laggy, but I can hear you just fine.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. So a couple of questions, especially on the data side. Do you have specific data governance and data privacy rules that you have already set up? Are you thinking of that for the future, or what are your thoughts? And that's on the data privacy side.
Absolutely. On day 0, before the application was launched on the web, the terms of use and privacy policy were already shipped. I understand how strict US can be about data privacy and what all details are shared with third-party or even personal information that is shared with others. And so all of that is already categorized into very minute details, like which access of your device, like microphone, camera access, your location. All of those information have already been disclosed, and it's available on the website.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense. And so you did talk about data on the problem side, but then I may have missed it, but then I didn't hear you talk about data on the solution side in terms of the AI module, like the AI integration, what module you're using. Are you using existing LLMs and trying to kind of pass prompts or APIs, or are you building your own machine learning module to do all of that?
Yeah, to start off with, it did not make a lot of sense to train my own model, but the several models that I shared, and I actually tested many of them, compared them having the astrological knowledge that I have, and it was quite apparent some of the models performed really, really well. So to answer your question, I'm currently using the existing open source models, and I'm not training any of those on my own. It's more or less an inference API that calls and receives data and is persisted in the system.
Got it. Okay, thank you for answering my questions. That'll be it.
Of course.
Awesome.
Thank you. And Oleg, to wrap it up, you can make a quick question, please.
Yeah,
and
sure.
Of course, introduce yourself.
Yeah, of course. I'm Oleg. I'm a lead product designer and design consultant, and I work also as a fractional head of design. And most of the time I help startups to design and build AI-driven products, and also actually actively involved in mentoring and judging AI ventures. And I'm excited to be here and see what you build, guys. Most of my questions was already covered, especially regarding the LLMs, and you mentioned you use most of the time the open source LLMs. But the one probably question to cover my concern: how do you balance between giving those deep portrait of the user, and how do you care about kind of breaking the personal space in this case? You told that you most of the time could even tell what the person is, or the preference of the person regarding the gifts and so on. How do you care about the personal space in this case?
if I understood your question properly, you're talking about what data is used. Excuse
Correct.
me. If you could elaborate a little bit more on that.
Yeah, you extract so many personal data, and you build the portrait of the person, and you keep this
Yes.
data, and you store this data. How do you care
Yeah.
about the personal space in this case and
Right.
privacy?
Yeah, of course. And so when we dive slightly into astrology, even though we are only collecting date, time, and place of birth, the persona that is generated is huge. Just based on the basis of the planetary aspects and where all the planets lie, you can up to 70 to 90% determine the personality of a person, which may sound really amazing. But when you actually read your interpretation, it tells you the things that people often would tell me, I wish I knew this 40 years ago. I wish I knew this 10 years ago. The data is that accurate. Now, keeping that information on locally on our servers, we are able to determine the phase of life people are going through. And I know it's a lot of things to process, but knowing their age, knowing the phase of life they are in, knowing the planetary aspects they're going through, it is easier to predict what might be of much value to the person at this point in their life.
Got it. So, and I guess my suggestion that this is more about the deep learning, right? So you have several aspects of the person, and how do you process this? Is it deep learning?
Exactly. It is not deep learning model per se, but it is learning deep about a person.
Okay, nice twist. Thank you.
Right.
Awesome.
Yeah, we come to an end for this presentation. Thank you, Sahil, for a project. Very nice one, very, very thoughtful, and maybe the future of love is an algorithm. We don't know. And thank you so much for the judges. Again, we come to the next picture. He's already ready, Augusto?
Yes. Let's. Oh, oops, sorry. Come back, Peter.
Yeah.
Sorry about that,
No
guys.
problem.
Let's bring Bill. Welcome, Bill. How's it going?
Good afternoon. Can everyone hear me okay?
Yeah,
we have a guest coming in right now, so there'll be a slight interruption if our dog barks, but we're going to continue anyway.
Yeah, no worries. We're pet friendly.
Yeah,
that's all right.
Awesome. You can go ahead, present yourself. I'll bring your deck to the screen, and you can just go ahead and do it.
Terrific. So I'm going to make short shrift of the slides. I think that the demo itself is self-explanatory. So my experience with AI, I've been working with it since 2022 as a user experience practitioner, well acquainted through my job with compliance and as a kind of a side thing, even 508 compliance and other aspects of making things follow the rules. I've been an experimenter since then, just on my own, just solving problems. Some of them are just things that I'm curious about. Some of them just looking for ways that AI can do something really fabulous that I've never seen before. And so these things are really come out of my own curiosity and desire to learn. And so one of these use cases came up. It was just a use case that my family faces or has faced in the past is complex medical bills, working with terminology that's hard to understand, maybe mismatches with explanations of benefits. And I thought, well, this is something that has to be really common. And I set out to solve the problem with AI. The stack that I used was using Google Anti-Gravity. I have a couple of different APIs that I could choose from and really landed on the Claude API, which worked the best. And I was really just doing this for myself. It was one of my experiments. And then I went to a founders roundtable a month or two ago and shared it. I just shared it on my phone and people really responded. And I thought, well, maybe this thing has legs or some more potential here. On the other side, I shared it with a consultant that works on the opposite side with payers and hospitals. And they actually kind of wanted to put the kibosh on it. I think their aspects is, hey, all this stuff is tied up in NDA between the hospitals and the payers. Each hospital has its own individual agreement with the payers. And so I asked him, well, how do you do your hospital bills? Like when you go to the hospital, what do you do? And he had this whole Byzantine process. Well, first of all, don't take the iPad. I get them to print out the agreements, and he's striking things out, and he never signs them. He puts instead of putting a signature, he puts like at the hospital request or some cryptic phrasing. And so it made me really think even more. So, well, there's kind of I wouldn't know what to call it, maybe a power differential. Maybe somebody should do something with this. And I started to think, well, maybe I should just share this around and keep this idea alive. So I'm going to share my screen here. Let me see, share screen and showing tips, share screen. And I'm allowing to do the thing, share entire screen is fine. And I'm going to share. And this is, can everyone see the medical bill explainer? Hello?
Yeah, you have it.
Okay.
You have it on.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay. So before I demo it, so the primary issue with a tool like this is privacy. So it never saves any of your data. End-to-end encryption does not train the AI on your data, and it automatically forgets the data. As out of abundance of caution, I also have a disclaimer. This tool provides patient advocacy and transparency support only. It's not medical or legal advice. Verify information with your provider insurance plan. It's a very simple interface. Describe your questions or concern. I'll just go with, why is my bill so high? And bill so high, I could spell that. And I've uploaded my own medical bills to this for testing, but for this, I'm just going to load a sample of an emergency room bill. I've embedded this into the interface just for demoing purposes. I'm going to confirm that the information provided is mine and subject to the privacy policy, and it'll begin analyzing the bill. While we're waiting, I'll just kind of go through some of the things it'll do. So if I'm curious about why I was billed so much, it'll go through the bill. It goes through the CPT codes, which are licensable from American Medical Association, and then goes through an entire database of historical billing patterns in order to make an analysis. So here you'll see it's explaining the EOB. It says your emergency room visit has been denied based on the reasoning that it wasn't medically necessary. Now, this is a very common explanation that oftentimes on deeper scrutiny you can find is challengeable. Question is, was it a level 4 emergency department visit? And there's certain criteria that they have for determining the level of an emergency department visit. Was it just a cut? Was it a broken bone? And there's criteria for all that. So it can go into as a denial of medically necessary services, often points to insufficient documentation. So it may be about providing documentation. So it goes into then the questions that you can go to your insurer or your medical provider, gives you very specific next steps. And then you'll see up here, there's actually tabs up here. So here are the questions that you would ask your provider. It gives you an appeal packet and a quick recommendation. This is likely eligible for appeal based on a strategy reasoning. It drafts the letter, and it gives you a checklist of what to request, a comprehensive review of the documentation. That's for a copy of the specific criteria used to make this determination. And then there's other assets that'll give you. You can download the letter, download the packet, print to save the PDF. And because I'm a nerd, I gave you the raw JSON in case you just want to plug it into another AI. So, so this is the MVP. I would welcome any kind of feedback, positive or negative on this. Again, this is something I built for my own use, and but have been told by others that this has has potential. I have reached out to some patient advocacy organizations that could potentially use this. But as far as that goes, you're the only other ones who have seen it. Thank you for your time. Shall I stop sharing my screen at this point? I can.
Yeah, we can pull it out. First of all, we're honored to be one of the first to see this. Thank you, Bill. Thank you for coming, taking your time in this lovely Sunday and presenting it to us. So let's bring our judges up, and I believe they're honored too to be one of the first of seeing this. And we can start with Oleg, since you were last before. Just remember, guys, we have one more presentation, so Louise is already waiting. So let's try to keep the questions concise. And if any other questions arise, you can send it to us, and then we'll forward them to Bill. Thank you. Oleg, please.
Yeah, thank you. So I'll try to keep with just one question. So the main one is how this tool really handle all those variety of the different hospital agreements and NDAs, and you mentioned that, but it's still kind of what really irritates. How could you take into consideration each and every?
Well, even though there are NDAs involved, there are also billing patterns that would be evident and are already it's already producing an analysis that's based on common billing patterns by hospitals and providers. The determination of medically necessary is not proprietary. So those things are shared across the board, and you find there are patterns that are evident throughout. Yes.
So they can be patternized in this case. Thank you.
Correct. And then also, this might be called a real business case, is how when these patterns of thousands of bills are uploaded over time, it can improve its intelligence. And so that's really, in some ways, that's the business case.
All right. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you. Anita?
Yes. Thank you for sharing your presentation, Bill. As someone who works in the healthcare field, I truly appreciate what you're doing for the patient side, because in-house, we do the same for the hospital side. It's always a battle with payers and insurance agencies. But my question is, you talked about everything I was going to ask questions on, except the pricing or business module. Do you have that in mind, or is this currently just a product you're working on, and then you think about that later? And my other question is, you talked about the AI module for getting the data, but then later on you talked about the module getting smarter. So is there a way that you are extracting information semantically and then using that to train the module so that the patient's data is kept private, but the module is still trained?
That's a great question. In this case, because it doesn't follow HIPAA requirements, the patient's information has to be completely erased and anonymized. On the billing side, that can be anonymized too, but the use cases of the actual why things were being billed for, once it's anonymized, you can still use that and develop patterns of behavior. So the patterns of behavior can be collected and used for intelligence, but the personally identifiable information is removed. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And also, I just want to say this is not something there's no intent to villainize, the billers and providers, because this is a very complex problem that there's many stakeholders involved. But on the patient side, which I would call the last mile, I think that there is a power differential, or there's enough of that they have so little knowledge of what is happening opposite side that they could use a little bit more support, and that's what it's designed to do.
Got it. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Awesome. Thank you, Anita, for your question. Gargi?
Yeah. Thank you, Bill, for the presentation. This is really a problem mostly every users are experiencing sometime in their life. Uh, my question is, what liability exists if your AI tells a patient that the bill is wrong, but when it's actually not? How do you handle that?
I'm sorry, I had a little trouble hearing your question because of the audio. Would you mind repeating it?
Sure. What liability exists when your AI, like your model, says that the bill is wrong, but actually it isn't? How do you handle that case?
I think I'm glad you asked that question because this goes into the lead in as far as this thing being productized or whatever you want to call it. This is a 51% MVP. I would say 40% of it or 30% of it is going to be compliance based. It's legal. It's in the very category you're talking about it. So that would be if I was to develop resources to improve it or make it stable or more of a product, that's what would really be required to pull this off. So I'm very open about that part.
Got it. And the last one, like, do you have a real example when your system got an error, like from the actual patient or the provider that have probably missed?
Again, there's some audio problems. I'm so sorry. Would you mind repeating it?
Sure. Can you show a real example when your system got an error with which patient or the provider would have missed? Like, do you have any real data showcasing that this works?
I have tested it with real data. Are you asking if I have an example of real data that I've tested with? Yes, I've tested it. Well, it's not something I would test on screen in a public venue like this, but I have done robust testing with it with many types of medical bills. However, this is not the same as red teaming it, so it has not been red teamed.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you guys for your questions. Thank you, Bill, for your presentation. We know that this is a very, very big problem on places where medical expenses are high, right? But yeah, thank you for what you're doing. Don't hesitate to show this because, like you said, it has legs. It will go forward. I definitely can see that. Thank you, guys. Thank you for being here. Let's go to our next presenter so we can bring to the stage
Luis.
our last presenter of the day. Welcome, Luis. How's it going?
Hey guys. Pretty good.
Awesome.
It's a pleasure to be here. It's the first opportunity to be one of the first opportunities to be speaking publicly about this project. So
awesome. Thank you, Luis. So let's not delay that. I see that you have a screen to share, so I'll pull it up and you can start your deck.
yeah, thank you. So I'm Luis. I'm a software developer for many years, about 7 years, and now in the AI era, one of my biggest difficulties is to make the agent do what I expect to be a great job. Agents don't have the human touch on make stuffs pretty detailed. So I miss the step where I can delegate the job to a real human. So that's why we have Proxy City. Proxy City is an environment where agents can delegate their tasks to humans, and I do the whole orchestration from the beginning to the end. The process to build anything with agents to solve problems is it is getting very complex over time. and it tends to be a lot more than it is today. The agents are getting a lot more of parallelizable tasks. We can parallelize tasks more. So most of a lot of these tasks are sensitive, and we want to have a way to reach the 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 humans that needs to be on top of that task. And we do this by having a place where I'm gonna show the WhatsApp. We have an open source agentic framework. It's pretty similar to OpenClaw, where we have agents running on a virtual machine that have access to the whole system. And here in this example, I have an agent running on inside WhatsApp. It's where I work. Basically, it's where I built the whole thing. The whole project was built inside WhatsApp by my own agents. And I can talk to them. And the goal here is to create tasks that can be addressable to humans. So it's going to be an enterprise project. We are in a very early stage. The Proxy City idea was built yesterday in a hackathon. So I had 3 hours to build it for the presentation, and we plan to having it on we are planning to go to market on next weeks and we are in the process to finalize the whole demo, where we can really hire humans that will allow us to improve the whole system. So we are hiring people to build Proxy City using Proxy City system. And I really want to have everyone inside of the platform at some moment, everyone that can help on make the idea possible.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, Luis. Thank you for being here.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess our local events are giving fruits, right? So I believe you were with Mateus yesterday in São Paulo, joining the hackathon, the Cognition hackathon. So yeah, it's great to see our own events giving fruits and bringing people to present on our Peach Days. Awesome. Thank you for being here. Let me just move your screen real quick, and then we can bring our judges up. Awesome. So, guys, if you didn't get the context, yesterday, Mateus, our CEO, was hosting a hackathon in São Paulo, and apparently Luis was there, and he just cooked up the project from nowhere. So, first of all, congratulations, Luis. And then we can have our judges bring their A game. Garji, please. Can you go first?
Sure. This is a very interesting concept because now mostly everyone is trying to go through more and more to AI and having to reduce the human. This is the balance of human and AI. My question is, what keeps this becoming the expensive human labor hiding behind an AI interface?
Sorry, can you repeat the question, please?
How the what keeps this, so like if basically in the different wordings, like if the AI agents keep handing the things off to the human, at what point this is just the people doing the work, like basically how do you balance and making sure that the AI is asking the right thing to be done by the human?
Awesome question. Okay, so we have a kind of CRM where we have the people that can do the job. So let's think on this for enterprise. We can have this in your company and have all contacts for all employees, and based on their skills, the agent can search them and find the correct people to delegate that task. Did I answer your question?
Yes, yes, yes. That, yeah, that context makes sense. I was trying to understand, like, in which problem, or like in which industry this AI model, or like your project can solve. But yeah, that makes sense when you talk about having the employer data and then having a someone who has a particularly experience or expertise into the one of the areas of the company, and then AI can as well. In that context, this does make sense.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that one of the process is to have an AI agent also to do the assessment with the team. So each employee or anyone in the team can talk with our agents. It's already working, where the agents do the assessment to collect all the skills or all the information needs to know how to delegate the tasks for that people.
Okay. Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Yeah, thank you guys for this interaction. Anita?
Yes, thank you, Louis, for your presentation. It's a very interesting product. So I have a couple of questions. In terms of the people you're going to onboard, how do you ad- um, how do you vet them for domain knowledge, and then how do you kind of assess for NDA, non-compete agreement, and privacy, because these are people that you are not employing, but then probably going to be contract, if I'm right.
Yeah, there are too many ways to make this product available. So initially, I'm planning to make this enterprise product where the availability will be only for the users inside their companies. So the company already have we can basically use it to manage any team. So the first step will be having this inside my own team that's gonna be building the software. So later we can make sure we are following all the regulation to make it public available.
Got it. Okay. And my final question, how is Proxity integrating with the AIs? Is it through like an API or MCP? Have you planned that, or is that for later?
Awesome question. Yeah, I have my own AI harness that's called Havi. It's a ecosystem that I can build agents in very similar to OpenCloud or Hermes. So there is this layer where I can plug in any agentic system like Codex, Cloud Code, and add it on any messaging platform like Discord or WhatsApp or Telegram. And in the other part, we're going to have video meetings, like also calls with voice or video, um, where we get in touch with the people in the middle of the process. Like we go the human in the loop part will be using any of these uh, communication platform, so we can call if some tasks need to be done immediately and the users can't be contacted, or do a video call to do assessments, to understand, like to be more familiar with the user.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for your question, Anita. Oleg, so we can wrap up this last panel.
Yeah, sure. Thank you for this concept. It looks really amazing because this is again the twist, and we see how all the pipeline could be inverted. The only probably two questions: how do you define those intricate and delicate moments when the AI agent should escalate the problem and try to involve or introduce the human being to solve this problem? Who define the rules? And the adjacent question is who really pays humans to make this work?
Awesome. So for the first question, we are planning to do the human in the loop basically based on what the agent can't do. Like, me as developer, I know a lot of the moments where the agent is not reliable to do some task. Like code reviews, for example, is getting pretty good to do with AI agents. But if you want to define that we don't want to do AI agent reviews, we can automatically escalate to the humans in the pipeline. So if you have AI developers that can do that problem, that solution, the agent will know exactly when to escalate to them and do the whole thing behind the scenes. So we don't really need to tell the agents to go and find the user, because it's really on its system prompt. And about how we pay them, initially, as I said, we are going to enterprise. So for testing purposes, I expect to have some colleagues here that we going to pay per hour of depending on the agent can define the rate of that task based on the complexity, for example.
And they will definitely track the effort, right? Eventually.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, that sounds amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome, guys. Thank you for your questions. Luis, you did great. This is an incredible project.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You snatched smiles from everybody. I can see everybody liked it. I can see you got some love in the community as well. So yeah, there you go. Gouveia is telling that he knows you and that he loves Ravi. So yeah, that's great. This is guys, let me take one moment just to acknowledge that this is what we're trying to build here in ViSpace. We're trying to create a community. So Luis is the greatest example that we can have here today. He was yesterday in one of our events, and now he's pitching to this international. This is an international space. So yeah, you're pitching to great minds from to industry leaders. And again, thank you for your time, guys, for being here on a Sunday. So it's night here for me in Brazil. I bet it's almost afternoon, late afternoon for you guys there. And thank you very much. I'm going to leave you guys now. So please feel free to contact if you want to keep doing this with us. We can keep in touch. We have a bunch of new events to judge. And yeah, I really hope to see you guys soon. Have a great week ahead. And thank you for being here. Awesome. See you guys.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
guys.
Luis. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being here. Thank you for presenting. I hope to
Thank
see
you
you
so
again.
much.
Another pitch. Do you
Yeah.
have anything to say, Peter?
No, it's just great to see our community, our inner community here in Brazil getting bigger. I have the feeling that last year we were just trying it out outside of Brazil. And here we get a lot of people that have good insights and good ideas, and getting a way to give those people tools so they can build. It's a good approach, and VibeSpace is providing that. So thank you, Luis, for being a living proof of our work.
Awesome. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you
See you
so much,
soon.
guys. See
Thank you,
you.
thank you.
Awesome. Yeah. Like Peter said, we're trying to build a community here. And again, let me guys just so you guys can have a concept here. So this is our calendar. So if you go on, there you go. If you go on luma.com
/vibespace.
you can see it here. So just go on luma.com/vibespace and you'll be able to see all of our great events. So we have local events. We're doing Sao Paulo, we're doing Florianopolis, we do New York. We have a bunch of international events. Right now, we're doing a huge bootcamp on the Spider protocol to build AI agents. So don't forget to go there, subscribe. We have a huge amount of interviews, of workshops with great minds, great industry leaders that are giving their time for us to build our community and do what we just did now. So Luis just went in one of our events and now he's here presenting and pitching. And this specific, go ahead, Pedro.
No, yeah, I'm just agreeing with you. Yeah, perfect. I'm happy to see Luis here.
Yeah. And to wrap up, so this is our demo day. We're doing one demo day each end of month. So the next demo day is on the end of May. Don't forget to go there, subscribe to our calendar, grab your pitch slot if you want to pitch. Just if you just want to watch, grab your free tier watch virtual seat, right? So you can be here with us online, drop your comments. And this event is a specific demo day event. Everybody that participates gives a complete pitch, gets eligible, and will be able to participate on our Venture Miner Fund for Vibe Coders. So everybody that presented here today and presented on our past events gets to subscribe, will get curated and compete for votes on this great amount of money to get the project going on. So again, thank you all for being here. Thank you, VibeSpace. Thank you for our judges. Thank you for our presenters. And well, I guess I'll see you in the next one, right, Peter?
Yeah, perfect. I'm very happy to be here again. Thank you, Augusto. It was an awesome time to be here with you guys. And thank you, VibeSpace, and I'm glad to see our community is growing bigger.
Awesome. See you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.